Hello, everybody. We have success. We got success at last. My goodness, this was a bit of a shenanigans or what? So I am live now, finally. I'm. Oh dear, this is what a palaver. So I am live, and hopefully I am live on both accounts. Oh dear. This is just crazy stuff. So let's just let everybody know I'm live again now. Let's have a look. There we go. So I can see one or two people coming in now. Sorry, folks. Hi, there's Corrie. Corrie, we've got there. Let's just have a look. Let's see. Hi, Richard. So we've been hello, there's Tracy. Right, we've been having shenanigans. Can you remember who else was already in the previous broadcast? So you can hear me now. Good evening. And can somebody hello, Tasha, there's my daughter, there's Tracy, there's Corrie. I have been having issues, and I think what I did, I think I had the StreamYard open on the computer, and it seemed to be that was the controlling one, and I couldn't control the phone. Poor Tristan was trying to have his supper, and anyway, I've got in now. I just sent him a message to say I'm sorted. Right, let's tell him I'm sorted. There we go. Right, so yes, tag Susan. Who else was in? Heather was in the broadcast. Can anybody tag Heather? I can tag Heather actually on the big computer. So I'm really sorry, folks. I really need some lessons in this, don't I? Oh, it's a nightmare. Let's see. And if somebody could tag Debs, I don't know, because she usually likes to come in. So I don't know. Right. There we go. So, oh, that's it. Kath's there. She's glad I'm here. Yeah. What shenanigans. Right. Let's start all over again. Hello, everybody. This is Lynn here, the Go Live Granny. Let's turn that light down. Otherwise, it's going to shine. Your tag, Debs. Thank you. So, yes, it is. I'm broadcasting here, finally, on Sunday, the 20th of October. I think it is, isn't it? Yes, Sunday, the 20th of October, 2024. And if anybody knows anything about me, my life is about shenanigans. And one of the shenanigans is not being able to get live on my live broadcast. Anyway, thank you, everybody who's tagging other people. Keep tagging away and sharing away, and then other people might join us, or they'll catch the replay. But I think, hello, Tina. Oh, there we are. Tina's coming on YouTube now. Excellent. Because I just think I had StreamYard open on the computer, and that seemed to be wanting to control the whole thing. And of course, it was my phone I wanted. I don't have a microphone or a microphone or a camera on my computer, which is the problem. Otherwise, I could live stream from my computer. Hello, Louise's page. Where are you coming in from? You're saying good morning, so you must be in a different part of the world, Louise. And tell us what you do, because you're called Louise's page, but what do you do on your page? Are you a crafter, or you just like live stream? No, do you live stream? Whatever. Louise, tell us a bit more about you. Lots of the people in this group have been here for quite a time, but we always like new people joining us. The trouble is I mess up the broadcast so often, but then my middle name is Shenanigans, and that's what people like to see. And it's been a week with shenanigans, including shenanigans this evening. But anyway, we're live here now. You people are very patient. You've come back to watch. And I've got some of my friends. Whoops, no, some of my friends here. I've changed some of the friends over up there. They're joining us too. But anyway, what sort of week has everybody had? So I was live here last Sunday. I've done one or two random broadcasts, you know, serendipitous broadcasts, not actually announcing them, but just going live once or twice during the week. But I'm going to try and do a rundown of the week and what's happened in my week and all the shenanigans that have gone on. A very busy one. Tracy's had a very busy week. Ailey's got high winds and rain up there in Scotland. Louise is in New Zealand. She just enjoys doing crafts, but you don't live stream. No problem at all, Louise. It's just nice that you've found us. And what sort of crafts do you do? You've probably seen that I do knitting and I do paper crafts, and I'm thinking of trying one or two more things, but we will wait and see. Richard's had a fulfilling week. And let's see, did I miss any? No, so everybody was tagging everybody. That's lovely. So there we go. So it's always nice to have new people. There you are. Kath is welcoming you in, Louise. There's several. Look, they're all welcoming you. That's it. Kath has been here, a member here a long time. I'm based on the Isle of Wight, Louise, and at the moment, Kath is an Isle of Wighter, but not for much longer. Corrie is over in Northern Ireland. This is my daughter. She's had a crazy week where she is, as usual. She's on the, what we call the North Island. So people who live on the Isle of Wight call the rest of mainland UK, we call it the North Isle. And there we go. Heather says, there's your beautiful face. Good evening. Thank you for coming back, Heather. I got it sorted. I think I need lessons in this lark. Tracy's saying her day off today, and obviously it's Sunday, so a day of rest, but no rest for you today. Well, why would you expect any rest, Tracy? You're a mum. Mums never get much rest, do they? But anyway, so it's been a lovely, I've had a lovely week. I've had shenanigans, as you know. There's Sam again. Lovely. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming back, everybody. You're all so patient with me. Very stormy there in Ireland, Corey is saying. We haven't got the high winds at the moment, and I wasn't going anywhere crossing the water or anything. So, you know, if we get the high winds, you know, it will affect people going on and off the island, but it doesn't seem to be too bad at the moment. So, so Louise is saying, hi everyone, I'm not a very good knitter, sadly, so I do paper crafts mainly, hoping to learn to knit better. Well, it's never too late, Louise. I don't know how old you are. I don't need to ask, but I am 74. And I learnt to crochet about 6 years ago. I taught myself from YouTube. I'd wanted to learn all my life and I never could get hold of it. Oh, Kath's saying it's windy in the West Wight. So over in the West Wight it's windy, but well, maybe it is windy here. Maybe I just can't hear it because I'm in my craft room. And maybe it is windy, but I'm not. I can't see out the window here. Because look, I have a dormer window. I don't have, look, I've got a dormer window up there. Whoops, up there. I hear if it's raining and if the rain beats on there, but otherwise I can't see out of this room. But I don't really want windows. Not windy, Tracy, where she is. Tracy's on the island as well. And I don't really want windows in this room because I would have to give up some of my craft space other than that dormer window. And I'm getting my craft room pretty well organized now. I did do a little bit of a show round the other day when I did one of my random live streams this week, one of my Facebook lives. I did show people around the craft room, but I'll do a proper one coming soon. Kath saying I do loads of wonderful paper craft, Louise. And yes, and actually, hi Bethy, nice to see you. Bethy's coming in. I think you're in the States, aren't you, Bethy? Is that right? Yes, I didn't always do paper craft, Louise, and a lot of the people in here know my history because they've been regular viewers. But let's just remember we always have new people coming in. So the old Go Live Granny community members will just have to put up with me telling the new members, you know, a bit of the history in the background. So. So, but long story in a quick potted history. Wait a minute, I'm just writing notes, so I'm thinking of things to tell you. In a quick potted history, I never set out to sit here and live stream to you like this. What I did was, and it's funny because it's the anniversary of something today, popped up in my my memories today. And Kath says I don't call it the Wild West for nothing. So Kath is in West White, and I'm in East White, and so she's all the way over the other side of the island. And when I say all the way over the other side of the island, it's a very small island. So she's not that far away, but obviously it's windy over there. But yes, I never set out to sit here and be a live streamer like this. I never set out really to do much in the way of broadcasts, but I got very frustrated. And sorry about this story, it's one I harp on about. I got very frustrated when an organisation called Visit Isle of Wight were granted the marketing opportunity to market the Isle of Wight, and basically they don't really have a lot of clue. If you don't, well, I mean, maybe some clue, but if you don't use YouTube for marketing a beautiful island like this, I think there's, that's missing part of the plot, because YouTube is sorry, is the second biggest search engine in the world. Sorry, I'm going to get my drink, and I bought it, but I put it just out of reach. Hang on, I just have to get it because I need to have a little drinky. Wait a minute. Whoa, hang on. I am coming. Oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Now you've got me live. I'm not going anywhere. Right. Here I am. I'm back again, and I've got a nice orange beaker. Not going to drink out the bottle. Tracy says you can keep the wind over there, Kath. We don't want it over our side. No, we don't. Tracy's more on my side of the island. We don't want the wind, do we? We take peppermints for that. Sorry. So anyway, yes. So when you're marketing the Isle of Wight, you really should be marketing through YouTube and other platforms. If you don't go through the second biggest search engine in the world, what do you know about marketing? Anyway, that was part of the history. I was frustrated with Visit Isle of Wight. They weren't showing our beautiful island off through YouTube, so my son taught me how to do it. And Kath saying it makes you feel alive. How's your new chair? Hope it's comfy. Yes, much more comfy than the other one. There we are. I just need to position myself well on it. So yes, so my son taught me to live stream about the island and showing off the beauty of the island, showing off the carnivals and all the things that we had that was beautiful on the island. So I did that. I started that in 2016, did all the carnivals 2017, 2018, 2019 as well. Did all those carnivals all through the summer, live streamed lots of the events, grew a very, quite a big audience watching our beautiful island. And then we had COVID hit. And so, of course, I couldn't do it. We didn't have carnivals in COVID. Surprise, surprise. We all had to stay indoors, didn't we? And so, hello, Patricia. Patricia Harding saying very windy there in Lucan County, Dublin. Oh, right. Okay. Well, keep the wind over there. We don't want it over here. Look, I poured myself a drink and then I didn't drink it. How silly was that? So I couldn't live stream through COVID. Well, I couldn't go and live stream the Isle of Wight through COVID, but I have an audience here. Lots of the people in here are members who were members of my community before COVID, and they didn't want me to stop live streaming. And they wanted me to come and chat and burble away like I do, talking the nonsense that I do through COVID. And so I did. And so, everything changed from being, marketing the Isle of Wight to actually chatting to people. I created a garden out the front of my flat that was just a piece of grass. I live streamed in the garden. I live streamed about my knitting. And you know what? That was amazing, because unbeknown to me, I didn't know what would happen if I told everybody about my knitting. But what happened, I knit for charity, and I knit for as many charities as I can. And because I was knitting for charity and doing knitting, one of my friends, Yvonne, I don't think she's in here at the moment. I've said the C word again. Did I say that? I don't know. Oh, you like hearing the C when it's a bit wild? Or maybe, I don't know. Sorry, I missed what I said, Tracy. Did you mean the C as in Christmas word or what? Yeah, so going back to the knitting, so Yvonne, who's not in here at the moment, she and I used to do a lot of knitting together, and she shared my live streams into knitting groups. Oh, carnival! Sorry, Tracy. Sorry, I missed the plot there. Yes, Tracy's telling me off. I've mentioned the carnival word, and I'll explain why about that in a minute. So the knitting got shared out into knitting groups, and lots of knitting people joined us. And during COVID, loads of people knitted things for the charities that I was supporting here on the Isle of Wight, which was amazing. They've just announced the new Big Knit, which is Knitting for AIDS UK charity, and somebody's said, are we knitting again for that? And I'm going to be knitting. Yeah, I thought she meant Christmas, but I knew I hadn't mentioned Christmas, Corrie, so I couldn't remember what I couldn't think what she was talking about, but I do know now. So we made loads and loads and loads of smoothie hats, the little hats that go on the smoothie bottles. They've been doing a campaign, Innocent Smoothie, been doing a campaign for years and years and years, and people all over the country knit these little hats, little bobble hats, or little all sorts of things. You'll see when I start doing them. I probably won't do many before Christmas. Oh, I mentioned the C word. Because I've got so many other things to do before Christmas. But the Big Knit campaign has been announced, and it's going to run round until the beginning of July. So that's when we would have to have all our hats made to give to give into AIDS UK Isle of Wight. And if we give it to the Isle of Wight branch, then all the money stays on the Isle of Wight. You've done yes, absolutely. Ailey's saying she's done a lot of knitting for the charity. She has. Ailey's sent loads of stuff down from Scotland for us, for the charities here on the Isle of Wight, and I appreciate every single one, every little hat, every little thing that anybody's knitted. We've had loads of stuff being knitted and sent to the Isle of Wight for our charities, so that's amazing. So if anybody wants to knit the smoothie hats and you want to know about it, look up the Big Knit. If somebody could drop that in to the comments, because I'm not going to try and put any comments on here now. I am just not going to try and comment on anything, because I have a habit of breaking things. So if somebody wants to put the Big Knit or find a link to the Big Knit, that would be great. So that's that's here in the UK, and loads and loads of people gave us things for that. But so I've just continued to knit on and on. These days I knit for different charities, or I knit for my grandchildren. Let's have a look. So let's have a look at a bit of my knitting, and then we'll, I'll try and keep. Susan's got 2 innocent smoothies on your Sainsbury's order tonight. Came at, so you didn't miss you tonight. You've had your shopping order at 7, so you didn't miss me. I had my shopping order at 8:30 last night, after Strictly had finished, because I didn't want to be answering the door while Strictly Come. And those of you not in our country, Strictly Come Dancing is where the professional dancers dance with a celebrity, teach them to dance, and there's a knockout competition, and it's my favourite program. It's worth all my TV license money. So anyway, and Susan, could you save the bottles if you're having the innocent smoothie bottles? If you could save the bottles, I could display, when I start making the hats, I could display them on the bottles. That would be really good. I mean, they do fit on other size bottles, but if I could put them on smoothie bottles, that would be really good. Ailey's saying thank you, Lynn. Go live, Granny. Thank you, Susan. So Susan's going to save those. So this was something I knitted this summer. You and your friend Jean and Janet and Joyce got emotional on Strictly last night. Absolutely, Sam. So for those of you who are not in the UK or not watching or not watching Strictly, we have a dancer on Strictly who's blind, and he's doing an amazing job. And last night he danced to You'll Never Walk Alone, and he did actually walk alone across the dance floor, and it was very, very emotional. That's what Sam's talking about. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy's putting the Age UK she's put the link up there. But don't forget, if we want the money to stay on the Isle of Wight, they have to come to we have to give those smoothie hats to the Age UK Isle of Wight branch, and then that money stays on the Isle of Wight. Ailey's made 200 hats for the charity. Absolutely. So Tom says he's still having problems, so must go, but hi from you in Ipswich. Hi, Tom. Hi, Tom. Hi and bye, Tom in Ipswich. Right, so anyway, so this is a little character I made. I was making various things to give away to as prizes for the Ride Carnival. They were doing some fundraising, so I did some things this summer, and that's one of the things that didn't quite get finished for that, but that will go into the next fundraiser. Thank you, Natasha. Natasha's dropped the link in as well. And I have to do a big shout out and credit to my daughter, because I've knitted since I was a girl. I did teach Tasha to knit, but it wasn't something she picked up and loved in the same way that I did. But it's never too late. And recently I was at her house doing lots of knitting, and she took up the knitting again. And she had been doing some smoothie hats, but now she's making squares, blanket squares. So all of that is very good. So well done, Natasha. Big shout out. Hashtag very proud mummy, because she's doing that. And also what happened, she's got twin girls, and they're just doing the A-levels, and one of them picked up the crochet that I taught her several years ago when we were on a caravan holiday, I think. I taught her to crochet. I taught the girls to crochet, and one of the girls picked up the crochet and was going. I think it's because I was sitting having such enjoyment with my knitting. I suppose that's maybe why it was. And so that particular granddaughter picked it up and was doing lots of crocheting while I was there. Well, then I came away and I found out that her sister, who's her twin, also wanted to crochet, but they'd only got the one the size of crochet hook they needed. They'd only got one. So I hopped onto Amazon and got that sorted. So Tracy's saying, well done, Tasha. Excellent. So I found some crochet hooks with in a kit, and they got some darning needles and some stitch holders, and I sent those very quickly so that they wouldn't have to argue over a crochet hook. They could have their own sets of crochet hooks, and that was an unbirthday present, because they're just doing good work, and why not? So I gave them those, and I sent them those. Then when they arrived, Tasha sent me a picture, but when I saw the picture, it wasn't what I'd ordered. I like to have crochet hooks with a handle on, and on the outside of the packet that she showed me, they had just a plain crochet hook, metal with no handle, but I wanted something ergonomically better, better for holding. Anyway, when Tasha responded to me, she said, but they have got handles on them, so they'd obviously got the wrong picture. They got the right hooks in the wrong box, but never mind, all is sorted now. So that was good. That's a great bird. Yes, it's fun, isn't it? And this was one of the new books I bought. And there's another new book. There's I think it's an Under the Sea one, or an animal menagerie one by the same author that I want. But I can't keep buying everything, so I'll have to put that on my wish list, the next one. But I see a nice knitting book and I want it because I can. Richard's friend Stan still does embroidery at 82. Well done. So this is obviously a little octopus, and this one will be going over to East County. This will be coming your way, Tracy, but not to you, but to Jane, who runs the pavilion. The pavilion? It's like a hub, isn't it? It's an area where they do lots of good things. They have lots of meetings there, and all sorts of good things. And She wanted her community to choose something that represented what they did. And they decided to be octopus, have octopus as their sort of logo, because they reach out to lots of people. See, they got lots of tentacles to reach out to lots of people. So that's why they chose octopus. And in November, I think it is, they're having a sale and they want as many octopuses as possible. Now, that's an octopus there. There's another octopus up there. Can you see this one? Whoa. This was one that Tasha saw in my book when I was at her house. And she said, oh, that's nice, Mum. So I made it. I didn't know what I was making it for. And then I saw Jane and said, you know, now tell me more about these octopuses. And she has this sale. So this one will be going for her into her sale soon. Oh, I don't know if he'll sit up there. He'll probably fall down now, won't he? Whoops. He'll probably bomb me, wouldn't he? Did you hear? You're joining the carnival next year. East Cows is moving. Absolutely, yes. East Cows haven't had a carnival for about 30 years. And there's a committee got together. Some people have organised, got into forming a committee, and they're going to have an East Cows carnival next year, which is amazing and wonderful. We lost one of our carnivals recently because the Cows Carnival was all run by Bob, I think it was his name, wasn't it? Was it Bob? And sadly, he passed and nobody took over the carnival. So we've lost the Cows Carnival, the West Cows Carnival. And now we've got an East Cows Carnival. So that's amazing, Tracy. I expect you're getting involved, aren't you? Is that octopus sponsored by your energy company, Lynn? No. It's not. It should be. I'm with Octopus Energy, and I'm going to tell you, I had free electricity today. Hello, Steve. Steve is my travel buddy from the other day when I was traveling to my daughters. Was I going to my daughters? Yes. And so Steve was the travel buddy on the train. Is that right? That is you, isn't it, Steve? You're not, or are you? No, or are you window cleaner, Steve? Oh, I've got confused. I met so many Steves in one day or a couple of days that I've forgotten. Nope. Are you window cleaner, Steve? I don't remember very well. Tracy couldn't attend the carnival meeting, but she's put her name forward. Oh, yeah, you're window cleaner, Steve. Sorry, Steve. I muddled you up with the other Steve. I apologise. I hope you will accept my apology. So, window Steve, I'm glad you're in here, window cleaner, Steve. We had a bit of shenanigans trying to get the broadcast so that you could see me. You're a jack of all trades. Yes, but they say that's master of none. But I expect you are a master of lots of things. Going for a shower, catch up later. Okay, Ailey, that's fine. Brummy Steve. No. Brummy Steve. Are you Brummy Steve? No, Brummy Steve. No, there was two guys on the train, and one sounded like a Brummy, and one was Steve, my travel buddy. But the one who sounded like a Brummy wasn't a Brummy at all. He came from Hampshire, but travel buddy Steve and I both thought he was a Brummy. But there you go. Anyway. So that's the octopus. The octopuses are going off to East Cows soon. These fairies, I finally finished a fairy. Oh, I'm being bombed by an octopus. I'll have to put the octopus up there. So I've been doing these for ages, but I finally finished them. So these two are going to my two smallest grandchildren. And in the pattern, they had knitted wands and they had knitted wings, but the wings were too chunky, so I've made nice little net wings. Having sorted out behind me, I've sorted out all my fabric I couldn't get to, and it's in those boxes, and now I can get to it and I can find nice things like that. Wait a minute. The lady called Ruth, hang on, wait a minute, let's go back. There used to be a carnival here, but it died in 2016, and here is in Wiltshire. Sorry, I want to say Wiltshire. Sam saying the lady called Ruth is coming to Longbridge Church on Friday to show the clients how to do crocheting. That's excellent. So they will all be learning crochet. That's really good. Steve saying these look lovely. So as I say, they were much plainer than this. They are adorable, but you know what? I like sparkles, so they had to have spark. Can you see? They've got sparkly hair. They've got sparkly all round them, and they got sparkly wands. And these were little wands I had, but they were very long. So my friend John cut the end off so that they fitted there. So they look much better than when you showed us from the book. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Hazel. Hazel coming in from Australia. Lovely to see you. So my granddaughters chose these when we were all together as a family recently. I was knitting a superhero for my my nephew's son, and they were over from Australia. So I did his first because I didn't want to post to Australia. So he had a little superhero out of the book, and he then took that off, and he said to his mummy, I saw I don't know I can't remember what he calls me, because I'm his great aunt. Aren't I a great aunt? But I'm a great aunt to him because he's my nephew's son. And he said, I saw her knitting it, but I didn't know it was for me. He's 4, and that was amazing. So anyway, I let the girls choose what they wanted, and they wanted the fairies. So I've done them sort of different colours so they can identify which is which. They can take those wands off if they like. They're just tucked through there. And I jazzed them all up. And this now my craft room is getting more organised. See, I'm finding all the lovely things, like all these bits and pieces, you see. And mind you, I've got long nails now because I have my nails done. It's really tricky to tie some of these little things on, but I was determined and I managed it. Thank you, Louise. Louise is saying they look beautiful. Oh, look, her wand's fallen out. You see, I said it could come out. Let's just poke it back in again. So these are actually going to be posted this week, finally. But their mummy looked in the book, my future daughter-in-law. She looked in the book and she decided she liked the ballerina. So there we go. There's the so she didn't ask for it, but she's getting it. She doesn't know I'm knitting it, and I don't think she ever watches my broadcast. Well, if she does, it spoiled the surprise, but I don't think so. And so she's having the ballerina, and she likes those sort of colours. So that's why I've done the ballerina in those sort of colours. So that's all of those. Oh, look, the octopus has gone to sleep. Come on, you've got to move over. Whoops. Let's put this up here. Oh, her wand's upside down now. Never mind. It doesn't matter. This is a land girl that I made when we were doing the Oh, Shane, I'm very sorry to hear that. Shane's saying he had some sad news. His uncle died. I'm really sorry about that, Shane. It's always sad when somebody passes, isn't it? But sending you lots of virtual hugs, and what I expect you will be able to do is live on the memories. You know, when my dad passed, I decided that rather than be sad, I would try and be happy, thinking of all the wonderful memories that we've been made. So that would be, that would be my advice. It's very difficult to give advice in those situations, but I would say try and relive the memories, because there will be lots of happy memories for you, won't there? So anyway, that's the land girl. I was going to try and find my World War II soldier, but unfortunately, he's on my bed, and I'm not sleeping in my bed tonight. A very good friend of mine is helping to sort of. I've got some cupboards in my bedroom, and I had them because I couldn't afford wardrobes, and they came from my mum's house when my mum passed. But they're cupboards, not wardrobes. And I was going to buy new wardrobes, and I thought, you know what, that's a lot of money. Good evening, Jill. Nice to see you coming in there. And I was thinking, well, that's a lot of money, and I've got cupboards, so I'll manage with the cupboards. And then my lovely friend said, would you like me to put rails in the tops of the cupboards so I could hang my clothes up? Wow, that was amazing. Except that when he was trying to do it today, the cupboards nearly fell to bits. So he's got to bring some other bits tomorrow to fix them together. But what I had done was empty the cupboards out and put all the stuff on my bed. And now the cupboard is standing, so I won't be able to get to bed tonight. But I have a chair in my lounge, And I fall asleep in my chair regularly. I fall asleep and go to sleep all evening and half the night in the chair. So that's where I'm sleeping tonight, and I'm not fussed. But I couldn't get the World War II soldier because he's the other side. When I decided to put her up here tonight, he's the other side of the cupboard, and I can't reach, and I'm not going to try and move the cupboard because it might fall apart and fall down on me. So I'm not going there because it wouldn't be very safe. So I'll show you the World War II soldier. Some of you have seen it because I made them last year for the events for the celebration events. Anyway, she's gonna stand there, and then this, and I hooked him through the box so he didn't fall down. This is Bertie Bassett, and Bertie Bassett was Shane saying I'm right there, you know, trying to live on the memories, and that's that, you know, there will be so many memories and so many happy thoughts there, so that's a good idea. Right, so what does this your friend will Richard saying your friend was fluent in Bulgarian and conversational in Mandarin, Burmese, and learning Taiwanese. He associated Professor of Philosophy in Taiwan for a year with his partner Hannah. They do once a month philosophy and art seminar in English, Mandarin, and Taiwanese. Wow. Okay. Steve saying Mr. Bassett. Yes, this is Bertie Bassett. And Bertie, I'll answer yours in a minute, Heather. So Bertie Bassett was one of my dad's favourites. My dad loved licorice all sorts, the sweets, you know, the sweets that look. That's a sweet. That's a sweet. That they were all actual sweets here in the UK. I don't know if they have them abroad. If you have licorice all sorts abroad, but these black bits would be the licorice, and the other bits would be. So this is like these are all like sweets and bits of licorice, and my dad absolutely loved his licorice all sorts, but he was also a local preacher. And he would go into church with bags of licorice all sorts, and he would hand them around the congregation. You know, if you make your sermons interesting, people don't fall asleep. They stay awake and they listen. And my dad's sermons were very interesting. And he would give out licorice all sorts in church because we were all sorts of people. The congregation was made up of all sorts of different people. I don't know whether I was a pink one or a blue, whatever. But anyway, so that's why I have a passion for, you know, because my dad and I were so close. And that's why I have a passion for all things Bertie Bassett or licorice, all sorts. And this was made, I made half of this, and my friend Yvonne made the other half because I think it was 2008. Can you remember, Tracy? Was it 2008? No, 18 that we put a Go Live Granny float into the carnival. Oh, she doesn't like me saying the word carnival. Poor Tracy. I still owe her a load of gold stars because she's an absolute trooper in working on the carnival float. You know, she did the most work on the carnival float, she and her family. One or two other people helped, but she was there for the long haul, weren't you, Tracy? And I've promised her gold stars and I haven't yet delivered. Anyway, I wanted Bertie Bassett on the float because it was a memory of my dad. But I knew I didn't have time to knit Bertie Bassett. We'd got the pattern, but I didn't have time to knit it because I had everything else to organise. So my lovely friend Yvonne said, well, how about we knit half of it each? So so she knitted half of it, I knitted half of it, and then she got it to me, and then I put it together, and it was on the carnival float. And this one's not going to be given to anybody because this is me remembering my dad. And so that's very special to me. So that's why Bertie Bassett makes an appearance. Let's tuck his arm in there so he doesn't fall down. Oops. Oh, she's going to fall. Oh, they're all falling down now. Hang on a minute, folks. Look, just get your arm in there. Let's put... Whoops. I don't know. There we go. I think one fell down. Oh, the ballerina went on the floor. Oh, my goodness, no. Right, so let's put the... Oh, I don't know. Ballerina's having a sleep, all right? Oh, she's showing her knickers. Turn her the other way around. So there we go. Wait, so Mr. Bassett, that's right. Heather's saying, are you going to be able to get your gas turned back on tomorrow? Interesting story there, Heather. I don't know. I hope so. I'll come back to the gas thing in a minute. I've got notes here and it says gas on there. You're saying I'm so clever, Lynn, and beautiful. Actually, I just learned to follow patterns. So really the hard work was done in the people who create the patterns. But I just use lovely bright wool. Oh, excuse me, I've got a hiccup. I use lovely bright wool and follow somebody else's very clever pattern. Right, so whose children's book? I've got confused. Richard's saying his children's book, The Sailor and the Snog, good book for children aged 5. Oh, Will Buckingham. Right, I don't know that one, Richard. So Steve is saying he never liked those. I think he means licorice all sorts. He says, but I used to eat and swallow bubblegum. Ugh, because you had no idea that you weren't supposed to eat. The Candy Man. He is the Candy Man. Right, wait a minute. Hang on. Let's go back. So, licorice all sorts are one of Louise's favourites. And I remember when my dad was, shortly, a couple of years before he died, he was advised not to have too, his diet and all that. So eating a lot of sweets was not a good idea. But he used to put one, and he'd have one. Can you believe it? Could you do that? Could you just have one sweet and not any more? It's a bit tricky, isn't it? But anyway, that's what he did. So the bubblegum is still probably sitting at the bottom of your belly undigested. Oh, no, I hope not. Tracy and Richard are both saying, yes, 2018 was when we did the carnival. Jill still loves licorice to this day. I like licorice, but I don't have a lot of it. I'm doing Slimming World, and I'm not quite sure where that fits in. I haven't looked it up, but I don't suppose it's top of the list if you're doing Slimming World. Gold star. Richard's put some gold stars. Look, there we are. Richard's put some gold stars up for Tracy. And we've got Baba Booey coming in, saying hello from YouTube. Hello, Baba Booey. Where are you coming in from? Which part of the world? We're here. I'm here in the UK. Right. Oh, Steve, that's nice. Look, Steve's saying I've inspired him and he's taken up his artwork again. What did I say that inspired you, Steve? And he's saying he's doing that after 20 years. Well, I'm so glad that I've inspired you. I've inspired my daughter to do her knitting, and I've inspired my granddaughters to do their crochet. So I'm pretty happy with that. It works for me. Tracy says, yes, she could have one. She couldn't, I said, could you manage just one licorice all sorts? She said one packet, but not one sweet. I get that, Tracy. Andrea, hi, Andrea's here. Nice to see you. And, oh, wait a minute. Babua Bui, I'm from Drew, Pinutsack, Nebraska. Right, okay. No idea where that is. No idea. My geography is not very good. When I watch the quiz shows, I am afraid I'm not very good on those things. But let's have a look. Let's move that. Right. So Steve's saying some of his work from his graphics art days he's posted on your page. Oh, right. I'll have to look at your page. Steve, link me into your page and I'll have a look because that'll be interesting. Right. So I was going to go back. So are you laughing, Baba Booey, because I don't know where that is? Or is it? I don't even know where Nebraska is. I'm not very good on my geography. I failed. I didn't take geography. I took history because I was less bad at history than I was at geography. I was bad at both of them. Nebraska are the northern USA state, one of the northern USA states. Thank you, Richard. I'm learning all the time. Every day is a school day, and even though I'm 74, I will. It's never too late to learn. America. Thank you, Patricia. And Steve saying, please look at his page. So I will try and do that, Steve. Give me a prompt, send me a message in Messenger and remind me or give me a link. So there we go. So at the top of my list, because I jotted a few ideas down of what I might talk. I don't usually jot things down, but Baba's saying I'm amazing. I'm not quite sure what sort of amazing. I don't know. Anyway, I've put at the top of my list No, now those of you who are new to my broadcast won't know what the others know. They know that before COVID, I used to go travelling to see. I've got 3 children around the country, and I used to get on the train and go and see them and have adventures. But I would always have shenanigans. You know, something would always go wrong, like the train would go. They'd tell me to go one way to the train, that platform over there, and suddenly they're announcing that my train's leaving from that platform over there. It was always shenanigans. And I think some of you like shenanigans, don't you? Yes, Tracy's saying Nebraska is in the States, isn't it? It's near South Dakota area. I'll have to look it up. Okay. Steve's saying, just click on your profile name here and your profile should come up. Okay, Steve, I will do that afterwards. Richard's saying Nebraska is one of the Midwest states near Wyoming. Do you know what? This is such an education. We get so many different conversations in here, and it's just lovely to share all this information. And I'm always up for learning new things. Geography has to be one of it. Some of the quiz shows, I watched Richmond Osman's House of Games, is it called? It's on BBC Two, and he asks the contestants to get out their tablets, and then he asks them a question, and they have to mark it on the map. Well, most of them get them right, but I am very, very bad at that sort of thing. But I'm always up for learning, so that's all right. So anyway, top of my list. So yes, I would go travelling and always get shenanigans. And then, of course, we had COVID, and I didn't go travelling. And then, of course, some of you won't know that I almost died in December. Some of you will know, but some of you won't know that I almost died of pneumonia in 2022. Taken me well over a year to recover. I seem to be fully recovered now, or as good as I'm going to get. So hopefully that's fine. But I didn't travel in all that time, and I've only started traveling again recently, which is where I met Travel Buddy Steve, who's not this Steve. This is Window Cleaner Steve, who found me on. Didn't you find me on YouTube? But you're on Facebook tonight, I think. Richard saying he was excellent at geography at school. One of your 6 A grades of your 9 O levels. Well, I didn't get any A grades. I struggled. I'm good at knitting and crafting, those sort of things. I am not good at the more academic subjects. But you know what? It didn't hold me back in life. We're all good at something, and it is good. But I say to my grandchildren, if they're worrying about their exams, it's not the be all and end all. Yes, if they want to go to uni, they need to make certain grades, and that's what they're doing at the moment, looking at all the unis. But the twins are very different personalities and have very different needs as to what they want to do. And I just say, do your best. You can't do any more than your best. Hang on. So you came straight here to the live feed on Facebook. Excellent. That was good. Your mum and grad encourage you. Yeah, absolutely, Richard. That's good. And I'm glad that you were able to be in that. I am not a great academic, but I am a great knitter. And now I'm a great crafter as well. So for those of you who don't know the history, I started papercraft when I was recovering from nearly dying of pneumonia. And now I teach it. The only A grade you got, Richard, was attendance. Absolutely, that's it. See, I got A's. I got lots of A's because I attended lots. There might have been shenanigans on YouTube. Yes, there might have done. I don't know. Somebody's come in from... Tina's in on YouTube. Isn't Tina coming in from YouTube? I don't know what happened. I don't know. Anyway, so I started on this piece of paper. There were no travel shenanigans this week because I didn't travel. But I have had shenanigans. Don't be a bit surprised by that. I've had gas shenanigans. I've had delivery shenanigans. And is that all the shenanigans? I don't know. I think that's most of the shenanigans. So some of you will know that I have no heating on tonight. But aren't we lucky here in the UK, and particularly here on the Isle of Wight? It's October, it's autumn, but it's quite warm. And I am very grateful because on Friday my gas was switched off. I'd smelled gas before, outside my front door, not inside, outside, near my front door. And then somebody had said to me, oh, no, I think it's next door when their boiler, fires up. It might be the smell coming because it's on the outside near my house. And that's what we thought it was. But on Friday, oh, there's Tina. She's coming in on YouTube. Excellent. And so on Friday, there was a very strong smell of gas. So, and also on Friday, I was having my old dishwasher taken away. It was standing in the middle of my lounge, right? My lovely friend had unplugged it and moved it, and then moved my washing machine from where it was into the dishwasher space because it works better in my kitchen. And I was so happy. I did a happy dance around my kitchen because my bathroom's getting organised, my kitchen's getting organised, my bedroom cupboards are getting organised. Oh my goodness. Is this, my daughter will say, oh, what have you done with my mum? That's what she'll say. Is this still the same person being so organised? I'll meet myself coming back if I'm not careful. Anyway, so I rang the emergency number. You turned your heating off again too. Excellent. Very mild autumn, but rather wet. So wait a minute. I just missed a comment there. Oh, sorry, just an itchy eye. Oh, Richard's just finishing a bit with his history. His mum was a typesetter before she married her dad. After courtship initiated by her in 50s, they were married for 52 years until we sadly lost Dad to lymphonia in September 2011. Sorry about that, Richard. So let's have a look. Yes, so it's very mild, and I am very lucky. And you know what? I'm roasting. I might have to take this scarf off. I've layered up because I thought it might get a bit chilly this evening. I've got a t-shirt, then I've got a cardigan, and I've got one of these gilets and a scarf. But I might have to take the scarf off because I'm getting quite warm. No, so I had to have the gas put off because apparently it was quite a leak. And I was paying for that gas to go out into the world. So it's no surprise when I looked on my Octopus Energy thing today to see that my consumption of gas yesterday and today was 0. It was 0 because it had been switched off. So I'm not paying to send gas into the world now anyway. But of course, it was Friday. Why do these things happen on a Friday? I thought, well, it doesn't matter. You know, when as I say these days, after I nearly died of pneumonia, it gave me a very, very different outlook on life. I mean, I've always been quite positive, but you know what? Well, not always, but in my later life. But if it's, when you've been close to death, if there are things going on that are not life-threatening, then you think, well, it doesn't matter because it's not life-threatening. And that's what I say to people now. If they're stressing about something, I say, is it life-threatening? I teach papercraft, and some people think, oh, I'm going to get it wrong. I said, it's a piece of card. It doesn't matter if you get it wrong. It is not life-threatening. We could get another piece of card and do it again. It really doesn't matter. So it does give you a very different perspective. I don't know whether many of you have been there, and I hope you haven't, because it wasn't a nice place to be, as close to death as I was. But I'm back. I'm back because of the wonderful health service we have, and the fact that they paid attention and they looked after me. So hang on, somebody's going to be helping. Wait a minute. Let's have a look. Kat says I'm making her laugh. Good. I'm making myself laugh. Sam's going to be helping. Sorry, I've got to look forward because I can't see from right. That's why I wanted the big screen on as well on the computer, but that's when it messed up the broadcast. I was coming in from the wrong place, so we won't worry about that. So Sam will be helping his friend Jean with coaching on Friday. I thought that said cooking. No, coaching on Friday. Okay. And Tracy's saying, did I get all the pink pickle juice out of the fridge, Lynn? Yes. So I've had gas shenanigans. I've had delivery shenanigans. I've had it was red cabbage shenanigans in my fridge. And some of you might have seen on my Facebook page that I dropped a box of googly eyes all over my floor as well. So, just these things, it makes me laugh. It makes you laugh. And so I don't mind. If it makes you laugh, it's okay. Laughing at my expense, I don't mind. So Tracy's referring, I went to the fridge this morning And last night I'd had my shopping, and I've in the salad box at the bottom I'd got some vacuum packed beetroot, and I'd put lots of my other bits and pieces in there, and it was under the salad box that this red juice was coming out, and I had thought that I'd probably perhaps pierced the vacuum on the beetroot because it was beetroot colour. But it wasn't coming from there. And I thought, well, this is odd. Where's it coming from? But of course, I'd had my shopping, so my fridge was quite full. So I had to pull lots of things out to find out where the red juice was coming from. And it was when I'd pushed things in the fridge, I'd knocked over a jar of red cabbage. And the lid wasn't obviously closely on, and it had seeped out. But funnily enough, it had only seeped out under the bit where the beetroot was, not in the other bit of the salad box. So it looked just like it was the beetroot leaking, but it wasn't. Anyway, got it cleared up. That was fine. So Kath saying I make her laugh. I'm glad I make you laugh. That's, mission accomplished. So layers are always best. Steve is with EDF. Now, I am with Octopus Energy, and I'll tell you about them because I've had free electricity today, and I want to tell you about free electricity in a minute. Richard's telling me about the scarf in the Better Days Cafe. Right, I'm going to tell you about that. There's a lovely cafe that's a community cafe, and the lady who runs it, she's amazing, and she looks after people, and they do such good work over there. And when she started the cafe, I think it was 2 years ago, Richard, she put some needles and some wool in the cafe, and the idea that anybody comes in knits a bit more of the scarf. Well, I've been in there and I've knitted a bit of the scarf, and then they're just making this scarf go longer and longer and longer. Eventually it'll take over the cafe if they're not careful. But anyway, so that's what Richard's referring to, because although Richard lives in Birmingham, he comes to the Isle of Wight. He loves the island, and I met him on the number 9 bus here on the Isle of Wight. Kath saying, meet myself coming back. You haven't heard that expression in years. That was an expression that I think my dad used. So there we go. Right, wait a minute. Let's have a look at all these. So wait a minute. Hang on. So Sam helps his friend Jean at church. Oh, did Kirsty come in? Where's Kirsty? I didn't see Kirsty come in. Did she come in there? Let's have a look. So Richard's saying hi, Kirsty, but I don't know where Kirsty. I didn't see. Hello, Kirsty, if you're there. I can't see that you came in. Steve's having a window cleaning shenanigans up your ladder all this week. Oh, no. You be careful if you're having shenanigans up a ladder, because that's not a safe place to have shenanigans. Be very, very careful. All right. Richard meant crochet. Oh, meant crocheting. What did you? He's helping. Wait a minute. Oh, dear. I've got not Richard. Sam, wait a minute. You help your friend Jean at church. Oh, crocheting, right? That's good. Right. Tracy's saying, do you think that the right person went home on Strictly tonight? I think it was the right result. Yes, I do. Anybody watching Strictly? Oh, if anybody doesn't want to know the results, then we won't discuss it. Put in the comments if you don't want to know the results. But yes, the right person went home tonight from Strictly. The right person was knocked out of the competition. Steve saying, I sometimes spill my spoon of turmeric everywhere on white worktops. It stains. Oh yes, I know that one too. I've done that as well. 2 years ago, that's right. I've forgotten what we were saying 2 years ago, but 2 years ago. You have to go again now. It was a quick visit this week. Night, Steve. Thank you for joining us. Jill's got to go. Oh, no, I don't know if Jill's got to go or whether she's just saying good night to Steve. I'm not sure about that one. Anyway, so back to my gas shenanigans. So on Friday, I'm hopping all over because I had shenanigans on Tuesday. We'll go with the Friday shenanigan. So I rang the gas board, or the gas emergency number, and they said you need to put the gas off. And I said, well, can you tell me how to do that? So they said, go down to the meter. And then he told me how to do it. Very easy. It wasn't stuck or anything. So that was easy. So I shut all the gas off. And then they said they would be within an hour. And they were. The guy, he was a Sam. And he came and very nice chap, and you know, told me all about what was going on, and he had to switch it off. But because it was on my property, so it was a pipe coming out of the gas meter coming into my property. It's my responsibility to pay to put it right, and so then I had to get in touch with somebody. Well, I had a message the other day from my boiler service people saying I should have my boiler service. So I rang them up and said, oh, you're saying goodnight to Steve, but you're staying, Jill. That's good. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying because I looked at the comment. Richard, it was 2 years ago that the Better Days Cafe opened. Excellent, yes. Oh yes. So I rang my boiler service company, and they were not able to come out on Friday because, of course, this happened late in the day, didn't it? And you know, Friday afternoon. Why would these things not happen on a Monday morning? They're always going to happen on a Friday afternoon, aren't they? So anyway, George from the JPR Combustion, he said that he would try to get to me on Saturday, or someone to Saturday, if not tomorrow. So it's not been too long without heating. I do have a heat. They offered me a heater. The people the gas emergency people offered me a heater, and George at JPR Combustions offered me a heater. But I have got a heater I could plug in if I was cold. And what I think I'm going to get at some stage, I'm going to get an electric blanket. Or I think I saw on somebody advertising the other day one of those like electric things that goes. Thank you. Heather's prompting me there. She's saying boiler service because I forgot what I was saying. I think you can get those. I saw somebody it was advertising an electric blanket, but it looked like it was a one that wraps round you rather than just one that lies flat. And I think that might be a good answer for me to have as an emergency. I've always used hot water bottles before, but you know, when you've had pneumonia, you think very, very long and hard about not wanting to be cold, not wanting to be wet. And you know, it might cost a bit more, but you know what? My life is worth more than trying to save that money. Well, I think it is anyway. So that's what I might do. But tonight, as I say, it's quite warm. I am warm in here, and I've got no heating on at all. And as no surprise that on my Octopus Energy website, I've used no gas on Saturday and no gas on Sunday. So there's a few pennies saved there. Richard's gas pipes covered as part of your home emergency cover, which also covers the boiler service, central heating, plumbing and electrical emergencies for less than £20 a month. We're quite lucky here because we have very good people come out and do it. So I don't want to pay into one of those schemes. I know my mum and dad paid in, and then it seemed they were forever paying, and then sometimes the things weren't covered by the insurance. But obviously they're all different, and you know. So Susan's saying, and Cost Home had something other day. I think it was £45 and possibly 5 easy ways to pay. Do you mean something like that blanket? That's a good idea. Sam helps Jean at church. She's short-sighted. That's really kind of you, Sam, because we all need, you know, lots of us need help in different ways. Louise has got to go. Bye. Lovely meeting you all. We're moving house on Thursday, so I need to go finish packing. Can't wait to catch up again. Take care. So, Louise, I try and live stream on a Sunday evening now. I used to live stream in COVID every night of the week. Then I was ill. Then I didn't do it anymore. And now I started to do it on a Sunday evening at 8:15, as long as we can get the broadcast going and not have shenanigans. Lovely to see you. Take care. Hope the move goes well, Louise. That will be good. And so, right. So where was I? Yes. So the gas shenanigans. So I'm expecting the gas man tomorrow. It was on a Monday morning. The gas man came to call. No, it's on a Friday, wasn't it? And then hopefully on a Monday as well. So hopefully my gas will be put on tomorrow. Those of you who knew me 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago? I had shenanigans with my boiler 2 years in a row. And I sat here like Nanook of the North, doing my live streams with hats and scarves and gloves covers and everything to keep me warm, and a hot water bottle on my lap. So there we go. Susan say QVC had cozy home electric blanket. All right, okay. I will have to investigate. Halogen heater is also good to have as a standby. It is, and funnily enough, I nearly put it on this afternoon because between Octopus Energy, I'm very pleased with Octopus Energy. I switched to them years ago. I get a very good, my bills are quite low. I'm at the stage now though. I won't make my, I won't try and save too much electricity if I think I'm going to get cold, because when I had pneumonia, I never want to go there again. So I don't want to be cold. So I would not switch my heating too low, just to save money, because it might kill me. Right. So hang on. Carol saying she remembers that. Halogen heating. Oh, let's put that. Richard saying, don't forget, Lynn, you qualify to be on priority customer register, and you need warm home plus electricity on for lights to move around house safely. Free to register with gas and electric company. That shenanigans with the boiler was 3 years ago. So it must have been 3 years and 4 years ago. Yes, because my mum died 3 years ago, and my mum owned the property at that point, so she was responsible for getting the boiler sorted, or members of my family who helped her. So yes, it was 2 years in a row, and I was blooming freezing. And it was not just off for a weekend. It was off. I think we had a lot of shenanigans there, didn't we? Eventually, I had to have a new boiler, and so my boiler is relatively new now. So that's good. One of the things I forgot to say when I dropped my googly eyes all over the floor, I want to give a big shout out to Ace Waste. So anybody here on the island who needs anything taken away, Ace Waste are brilliant. So that's Johnny Keywood. And I told you that I had my dishwasher removed from where it was. I had my washing machine moved from where it was into the dishwasher space, making it easier for me to move around my kitchen. And now where the washing machine came out from, I've got two trolleys that I used to put my stuff on to move around. So like a Tetris game, I've pushed those in that space now. And that's made it much nicer around my kitchen. And so, but it meant that the dishwasher was standing in the middle of my doorway from my lounge to my landing. But Johnny of Ace Waste came and collected it. But of course, before he came and collected it, when I dropped the googly eyes, lots of them went under the the dishwasher that was standing there. So I was able to retrieve some of them, but once he took the dishwasher away, there were lots of other googly eyes there. But you know what? I bought myself one of the little treats I bought recently. Wait a minute. Just going back to the priority thing there that Richard was saying about. Jan told me that today. Jan runs Isle Access, and she said I should, I need to register with the priority people. I am for the water. I think there's something like that for the water, isn't there? But so anyway. Oh, excuse me, that's the fizz. I've got 7-Up. Susan very kindly gave me some 7-Up the other day, and it's making me a little bit, whatever. Sam says his friend Joyce says good night. Okay, good night. Going back there, wait a minute. Did Ace Waste take away Bob Seeley's sausages barbecue when he lost the election? I don't know. Weighted blankets are about £15, and your son's is fantastic and lovely and warm. Okay, Tracy, perhaps you could give me details in my messenger afterwards. Yes, water also do the priority. So I am on the priority scheme for water, but I need to do that. Anyway, I'm showing you this. This is something I bought myself this week. It says on here made to surprise. It's a brand, a craft brand. Sam Culcott runs the Made to Surprise, and she runs two brands, and Made to Surprise is one of them. She's one of the crafters who's actually taught me so much of this wonderful craft that I do now, because I did, until I was ill and recovering from pneumonia, I didn't do craft at this level. I did craft with children, but not what I do now. And so I bought this for myself, and it's a little toolkit. Now, I have got these tools separately, but I decided that if I bought the toolkit like it, and you can never have too many pokey tools or all of these things. So this is a pokey tool, and it's got a sharp end on it, and when you cut your dies out, you put your dies through the die machine and cut out things out of card, there's always those little bits that won't come out. So you need a pokey tool, and I never realized it was its real name until long into my crafting. But you can never have too many pokey tools. So I've got a pokey tool in there, and this was the bit I wanted for today. When I was picking up the googly eyes, because this is a pickup tool. Right, I don't know, can you see it very well? Let's put a piece of black card there. This is a pokey tool, and on the end of it, it's a plasticky sort of thing, but it's very good for picking up googly eyes that have fallen on the floor. It's very good for picking up gems. When you want to put a gem, some of those little tiny gems onto a card, you can pick it, because you can't get them with your fingers, and if you've got fingernails like I have, it's even harder to get them up. And so this sort of tool is brilliant because it picks them up. So I was picking some of them off the floor like that, but there were so many. What I did was I got a piece of card and I slid it across the floor and pushed lots of them onto the card and scooped them up that way. But there were the tiny ones and a little bit bigger that needed picking up individually. So I did them with that. And I was so glad I'd got this, because I knew exactly where it was. I've got another one. I've got others of these, but they're all in different pots and things. So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to try and remember to always put them back. That's the thing. Will I always put them back? Otherwise, I should go next time for the pokey tool or the pickup tool, and they won't be there. And then I've got, that's a metal ruler. So that's good if you're scoring and cutting against, you want to cut something and you want to need it to go against a metal ruler so you don't slice your ruler. There are some tweezers. These are very good for oh, look. There's some googly eyes, but they didn't escape because they're in a packet. Grandma, where did you get those big eyes from? Anyway, so I've got tweezers. They're really good for picking up. Oh, thank you. Look, Tracy's putting up the link for Ace Waste. So if you're on the island and you need anything taken away, they've done lots of jobs for me, and I recommend them highly. They're nice people and they do a good job. So that's good. So anyway, so I've got tweezers, and before I knew much about crafting, when I first started watching those craft programs, I got glue all over me, and I thought, I'm never gonna master this crafting. And then I went to glue school, and I found out that you can hold things with your tweezers. Maybe you've got a very fancy, this is just a big piece of card, but imagine that this is a very fancy, intricate thing with, that needs gluing onto something else. So you can hold it with the tweezers and do whatever you need to do. I should have had a small piece here I could have shown you, but I haven't, so I can't. So anyway, tweezers are really good. And once I went to glue school and found out that you could hold things and glue a little bit of glue onto, while you're holding the tweezers, that's good. This is also good for holding things like this. So this, I've been playing with an embossing tool. So what I did was I stamped onto the card with this watermark translucent clear for heat embossing. So this was like a glue, and I stamped the sentiment with that, and then I put some embossing powder over it. They come in these little jars, and put it over there, tipped off the excess. And of course, yes, I've got a lot of glitter all over here now. It doesn't matter. Never have too much sparkle. And then you heat it with an heat embossing tool, and it sort of melts. I don't know if you can see, it melts the embossing powder, and it gives it a lovely surface. I'm not quite sure how well you can see that. Look, here's one I did earlier. Here's one I made earlier. and I don't know if you can see, but it's like it goes like a metallic surface. So life is too important to be taken seriously. Heather likes to hate heating, boss. It's amazing, and when you heat that up, it as it melts, it's amazing to watch. And Sam Colcott, who runs this brand, Made to Surprise, she said it's what got her into crafting, and I'm so glad it did, because she's an amazing crafter. So if you don't know, if you're a crafter or if you want to be a crafter, follow Sam Calcott, Made to Surprise. And then what's her other channel called? I've forgotten. Anybody know? So anyway, I was playing around today because I mentioned earlier that I got free electricity, didn't I? So Octopus Energy, every now and again. So I'm very pleased with Octopus Energy. And if anybody wants the link to them, I have put it on it's on my Facebook page. And that's my link. So if anybody wants to change to Octopus Energy, there's a £50 in it for you, £50 in it for me. But it's only if you want it and it works. I mean, one of my community has taken it up and is pleased with what they're doing. And she was teaching more about it than I knew about it, because I'd missed some of the things that were going on the website. For some reason, I hadn't seen some good things. Anyway, every now and again, they send me a message saying there's free electricity between 1 and 2 o'clock today. Or yesterday, I got a message that was today between 1 and 2 o'clock I could have free electricity. So, of course, what did I do? I got lined up and I put the slow cooker on. So I put a meal into my slow cooker. I did the rest. So don't forget, my gas is off. So I can't be cooking on gas because the gas is off. And I forgot that. I went to boil eggs. I went to boil myself an egg for tea on Friday evening. So I went to boil the gas. So I put the egg ready, boiled the kettle because I boil hot water and put it on the egg and then do it for 5 minutes. People do it different ways, but I do it that way. So I did that, went to put the gas on and thought, why isn't the gas lighting? Oh, you silly girl, the gas is off. So how am I going to boil this egg? I can't boil this egg because I've got no gas. So I think I put it in the air fryer and had an egg, but did it a different way, because there's always more than one way to skin a cat and to cook an egg. So I said, no, I know what I did. What I did, this was really silly. I went to boil it and it didn't work. So then what I did, I put it in the frying pan. But I need gas for the fry. I cracked it and put it in the frying pan. You silly girl, you can't do that because you've got no gas. And eventually it dawned on me, and then I put it. I think I tipped it, because now it's out of its shell. I tipped it into, I've got little silicon cake cases, and I put it into a silicon case and put it in the air fryer and cooked it that way. So I didn't waste my egg and I had it. Ace Waste link if anyone wants it. That's Heather loves to heat him, boss. Right. Sam says his friend Jean says, when a naughty Lynn, she is going to sleep now. Okay, that's good. Excellent. Yes, so back to the free electricity. So every now and again, and I had to ask my friend about this because I don't understand why I'm getting free electricity, but it's to do with green energy. Somebody else can, it was explained to me. My friend explained it to me, but I'm not sure I took it on very well. So it's extra green electricity that's been generated. So I was determined between 1 and 2 to use as much electricity as I could, not to waste electricity, but to do things for me around the house. And so I thought I was quite ingenious, actually, because don't forget, I've got no hot water because I've got a combi boiler and my gas is off. So if I want to wash up, don't forget, my dishwasher's gone, so I've got no washing up machine. I have to wash up, but I don't want to wash up in cold water. So I've got to do my washing up with, so washing up. And I also can't have a shower because there was no hot water for that. So I don't mind having a strip wash. That's fine. But if I stopped to do a strip wash during that hour, then I wasn't going to be able to do some of the other things that I wanted to do to use the electricity. So what I did, I boiled the kettle and I filled some flasks. I've got some flasks I was going to give away and throw away, and I didn't need them. I'm not going out and about using hot coffee flasks anymore. But I thought, why don't I fill them up with the hot water, so later on I can have my strip wash, I can do my washing up. But I've used the electricity during the hour when I'm getting it free. So you get free they work out what you would normally use in that hour, and then anything over and above that they would give you free. It's not a fortune, but every bit counts. If you add up all those bits, they all add together, they all count. You cook eggs whole in the air fryer for 5 minutes, soft yolk, 7 for hard yolk. So do you put them in the shell in there, Carol? Do you put them in the air fryer in the shell? I've not done that, so I don't know. I didn't know if they would explode. So Tracy said, oh my God, I went and put kettle on, came back, and all I heard was you going to skin a cat. No, I'm not going to skin a cat. Had a fright for a moment and then realised you were on about cooking an egg. I wasn't skinning a cat. That's just a phrase my family used to use. Sorry, perhaps it's not the best one. If you're a cat lover, it's not the best one. I tolerate cats. I'm not best pleased that I live in an area where there's like 1 million cats. Told you 1,000 times not to exaggerate. And I have to make sure I always shut my front door, because I know if I went in the garden to do something, one of those cats would be indoors, and then that would freak me out. I don't want other people's cats I don't have cats. I don't want other people's cats in my house. And I don't want other people's cats pooing in my garden. And that's what they do. And I don't like it. I had some plants. And to stop the cats pooing in these new plants, I put knitting needles round, because I thought, well, if they get in there, they'll hurt their bottoms and they won't come back. So they didn't. They didn't destroy my plants. But the blooming snails got them. Well, they got one and they left the one the other side. I don't know why that was. Anyway. So Richard, wait a minute, hang on. Heather says they use that phrase in their family too. Susan saying yes in the shell, and Carol saying yes in the shell. So wait a minute, let's have a look, because I've not done that, and I don't mind doing that. You cook eggs whole in the air fryer for 5 minutes, soft yolk, 7 for hard yolk. Excellent. Well, I shall do that in future, but that, every day is a school day. But you know what? I really have to stop and think hard now, because I have got so I had the microwave on, I had the slow cooker on, I had the air fryer on, and then I've got a tabletop cooker, which they call an air fryer, but I just call it a tabletop cooker, because it's got, you can air fry, you can roast, you can bake, you can grill, you can do all those things in it, although they call it an air fryer. That's like a little oven. And then I've got the single air fryer as well. So I'm well organised with all these things. And I wanted to use them all during that hour with the free electricity. And Richard's telling me something about that. That hour also balances load on the electricity, so less peak period demand, so better for environment, as it means gas-fired power stations don't need to come online and are supplied by wind and hydro to the grid. No coal-powered electricity now. Yes, my friend was explaining it to me, because I don't understand. Right. Oh, Susan saying, not sure she saw my comment about Foot Trust winter event. Yes, I did. I think I did, but I didn't comment, did I? Sorry, I forgot. But yes, anybody on the Isle of Wight, the Footprint Trust have an event at the Riverside Centre on Wednesday between 10 and 2. And when I had to book a doctor's appointment the other day, they gave me a time in that. And then I rang back and said, no, I don't want that, because I want to go to this event. And if I got an 11 o'clock appointment at the doctor's here in Ryde, getting to Newport and back, or going to the doctor's and then trying to get to Newport in time, didn't work. So I changed my doctor's appointment so that I could go to that event, because the Footprint Trust advise about all sorts of things, to help with fuel consumptions and all those things. And yeah, they certainly help with lots of different things. So that was good. I've lost my bit of paper. Wait a minute. So let's put that over there. Oh, it's here. It's here, my little notepad. So we've done Ace Waste, we've done gas, you've seen my fairies, free electricity we've done. Right. So Newport Carnival have a Christmas event. They do indeed. Yes, I am coming to that event, Susan. Are you going to be there? Right, what's this? You had to complain to a school last week as one of the kids kicked your cat on his way home from school with his friend. That's not nice. That isn't nice. Not nice at all. I think I did something. I think I made something about a cat earlier, did I? When I was playing with my embossing. Oh, I don't know if I did the right one. I didn't do it. But this is a little rubber stamp. When I was doing the embossing, I was trying to make some little things. So this one say, I don't know if you can see it. Wait a minute, let's put it in front. I don't know how well you can see it. It's a rubber stamp of a cat, and it says on it, "Life is better with a cat." There we go. I've got a whole pile of those things, and look, I know exactly where they are, except I opened the wrong drawer. Whoa! He jumped down. He's attacking me. You sit up there. Look, this one says, and I did this for a friend who has a dog. This one says, "All guests must be approved by the dog." And that was appreciated by my dog. And I made a card, and I think birthday card, wasn't it? And I put this on it, and I have an embossing folder that puts little dog prints. You can make not that sort of embossing. This is heat embossing that I've got here, and then there's the sort of embossing that embosses the card. You know, pushes, makes it an embossed level. So that was fun. I've got a lot of these things. You see, life is better with the cat. This one says, families are like fudge, mostly sweet with a few nuts. That's my family. So a lot of these are ready. I want to make them into little pictures and frames and things. This one says, best gift ever. Best gift ever. It's on a gift tag. Best gift ever. I should know. I bought it. And what's this one? At least it's not a gift card. That's another gift tag. And there's so many. This one's got bunny ears on it, and it says, "Some bunny loves you." There are a lot of lovely things. And then this one says, this is a gift tag as well. It says, "I hate presents, said no one ever." So these are also, all of these have got stamps and dies that I want to make into gifts. This one says, "Life is tough, but so are you." So many of these things I want to do, and now my craft room is getting organized. I might be able to do them. Right, so this person hit the cat. The school said they would deal with student, and I have Ring doorbell footage of him, and if I see the child, I will be kicking him. He will end up in in somebody else's neck of the woods. Right, okay. Oh, it's not my neck of the woods. Anyway, yes, I'm coming to that event, Susan. Newport Carnival, we've mentioned that. Carol's used her free hour to dry clothes instead of putting them on the air dryers around the house. Excellent. So that's good. Hopefully, yes, Susan's come to the event. And Richard's saying, "Good idea, Caroline." I think you mean Caroline. Yeah. Oh, yes, it's auto-corrected. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Your two Labradors would agree. What with the sentiment. Have you done any box frames recently, Lynn? No, I haven't. I'm just getting on to do all sorts of different crafts. I've got to finish a few things for family, and then I'm going to be heavily into doing things for fundraising for Christmas and otherwise. And that meant, yes, fundraising for my grandchildren. So here's one of my knitting bags. Here's some knitting I did earlier, and I'm going to ask you what you think I'm knitting. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to show you the colours of wool. Pink. Yellow. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you. Tracy's off now to have a shower and get ready for work tomorrow. Night, Tracy. See you soon. I must come down to East Cowes sometime soon. Right, sorry, no. This colour, So I've got, look, I've got these colours. I've got white. What do you think I might be knitting with those colours? And Kath, you're not allowed to say because you know the answer. Anybody guessing? You might be guessing or you might not. A fancy dolly. Sort of. If I put that up, does it give you a bit more of a clue? Janice, hello Janice. She's saying all sorts. Well, Janice, you're on the money. Corey's saying Bertie. Oh, you're just too clever. But maybe it's because I already put a Bertie up there. So look what I've done already. I have done. This is a chocolate orange cover. Look, there's a chocolate orange in there. And these are chocolate orange cover. So there's Bertie's body. And let me show you. I think I bought the pattern. Let me put them all back in the back there. Whoops. Hang on a minute. Because that would be his arm. Look. I've made one of his arms. No, I've made two arms, I think. And then this bit. Normally I put them together as I go, you know, bit by bit, but I didn't today. This is his face. And that will go like that. And this is the back of his head. Look like that. You got a free money box from the works because you spent over £15. Do you know what? They used to do a loyalty card, didn't they? And then they stopped doing the loyalty card. Now they're giving free things away. They might as well do the loyalty card. But Carol, do you have a Top Cashback card? Are you with Top Cashback? Because the works is on Top Cashback. If you do, so what you could do is you can do it online, or you can do it as a click and collect, and you get cashback on it. So that's another way, because I use cashback a lot. And so if anybody wants the cashback link, let me know, because you get something and I get something. We both get something. A gift for your granddaughter. Oh, excellent. Yes, so the cashback I have had since so I joined the cashback scheme, Top Cashback, back in February of last year, the end of February last year. And I only buy what I want to buy. I don't buy other things, but having bought only what I want to buy, I've had over £400 cashback back for buying things that I was going to buy anyway. And it's about shopping a bit more savvy, because sometimes I will switch who I buy from. So when my vacuum cleaner, I know I've told this story before, but some of you won't know. How does it work? The cashback? I will have to give you a link, Carol, and I'll do it in a minute. I'll put it in your. I think it's on my Facebook, on my Go Live Granny Facebook page today. I think I've already put it up, but I'll put it again. So what you do is you have to sign up, and then you get something for signing up, but you don't get it until you've actually done enough qualifying orders. And then when you've done that, you get a gift, you get some money, and I get some. And then so you have to remember to go through the app. Yes, Richard, I can. Richard, you're already signed up, Richard, to it through me. Richard, you've already got a link, but I can send the link again. But you are already signed up, Richard. You just haven't used it. But it's just so good. I think a lot of people don't understand it, and a lot of people perhaps don't have time to learn it. But the thing is, I've learned a lot about it, and I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help you and teach you some ways of doing it. So so let's go back to my vacuum cleaner. I wanted a vacuum cleaner. I didn't want an all singing, all dancing one. I haven't got a lot of carpet in my lounge, in my flat. So I just wanted an ordinary. Can you in shops or just online? There's a way of doing it in some of the shops. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So we'll let me talk about it because other people might be interested in it. You need to sign up Top Cashback. Andrew, wait, and I'll send you the link. I don't know. Hang on. Let's just. If you look on my Facebook page, I think it's on there. I think I've already put it up there. And also the link if anybody wants the link for Octopus Energy, because again, if you switch and you like it, you get £50 with that. So, you know, you need a new Hoover. So what I did, Carol, I didn't want an all singing or dancing vacuum cleaner. I wanted a bog standard vacuum cleaner that just, you know, just as simple as they come, and basically a Hoover. I did get a Hoover. That was the brand I bought. So I put it. I normally would have bought off Amazon, but you hardly ever get anything back if you're buying through Amazon with Top Cashback. So I thought, well, Amazon won't be the only people who sent. And I don't like paying delivery charge, so I wanted to find someone who would deliver it for free. And you know, lots of places do if you spend enough. So I found one at Argos, and it was less than £70, which I thought was a good deal. And I put it in my shopping basket, but I didn't buy it straight away. And of course, this is a bit of a top tip, folks. If you do that with some companies, like Argos, this is what they did. After a day or so, they said, "Oh, you've left something in your shopping basket. Would you like some?" I think they offered me another £5 off it. So yes, I would like it, thank you. Bearing in mind, I'm also going to get cash back on it. So I put it. So I said yes. No, I didn't say to them. They sent me a message, and I thought yes, I will buy it. But I still didn't buy it. So I think I put it in the basket on about Monday or Tuesday. Then they offered me that £5 off or whatever it was. And then often on a Friday, not every Friday, but sometimes on a Friday, they have what they call a bonus day. And they'll offer you £2, you know, or I think it's usually £2 if you buy something. They usually give you a minimum amount. So sometimes it's only £5 you've got to spend in order to get the extra £2. Now, if you're going to buy something anyway, why not buy it on the Friday rather than if you're going to leave it till Saturday, if they're going to give you extra £2? Because all these amounts mount up. And so this Friday bonus came up, so I actually bought it, and I ended up, I think it was only just over £60, around £60 or £70. I got quite a lot off of it, and I got the cash back as well, and it was delivered free. So you know, so it's about being savvy, so Carol, let me I can message you. We can talk about on you know, chat in the chat box if you want to know more about it. But wait for my link, all right? And I will get you the link because then you can benefit. You get a benefit as well. You see, it's not just me. I like it when everybody benefits. So you know, that's why I like, and I never recommend things that I don't believe in myself. You know, if I'm going, I wouldn't recommend something to get a benefit if I didn't believe in it. Okay, so it's got to work for all of us. So Andrew's saying, anyone remember Hoover free flight campaign? Your mum told you about it and said it was a scam. I don't remember. I think I vaguely remember something about it. Anyway, this certainly worked. And then now one of the things I do too is I've cottoned on. My son taught me this. So sometimes it might be a Friday and they're offering a £2 deal. You know, if you spend something, they'll give you extra £2 plus the cash back. But you might not actually be ready to shop that day. But what my son taught me, because he introduced me to it, he said, well, buy a gift card. So there are lots of gift cards you can get, and that you can get a gift card. One of the gift cards you can get a gift card from Morrison's, I think. You get cash back on most of the supermarkets if you do your online orders, but you can't do gifts for all of them. gift cards for all of them, but you can do for Iceland. And so what I often do anyway, especially when they have one of those bonus Fridays, or even if they don't have a bonus Friday, if I'm going to shop in Iceland, I will buy a gift card. So I think £50 is the minimum you can buy, but you don't have to spend it all in one go if you only wanted to say, you know, £20 or £30. You just have to remember that you've still got some on the card. But what happens there is I'm a senior citizen, and on a Tuesday they give senior citizens 10% discount if you go in the store, not if you shop online, if you go in the store. So why wouldn't I then buy a gift card, get the discount? It's not a huge amount of discount on the card. It's £1.80 on a £50 shop. But £1.80 is £1.80. That's another meal or two, you know, a few cans of beans or something. So so you get the £1.80 on £50. If you do a £100 gift card, you get £3.60. So that's just the cashback on the card. But don't forget, I am then going in the store, and I am going to use the discount, the 10% discount I get as a senior citizen. So I'm going to get the discount off, and then I'm going to use my my card that I bought to pay for it. And the other day I forgot. I was adding it up as I went around and trying to get as near to the £50 as I could. You know, so I was doing it on my calculator. And I went to pay for it. And of course I'd added it up, but I'd forgotten to take the discount off. So I'd added it up without the discount, and it came to about £50. But of course, when he pushed the button, he took the discount off, which meant I'd still got a tiddly bit left on my gift card. And you have to remember you've got it on the gift card there. So I then said, oh, well, I'll have another chocolate orange, because I'm doing fundraising with the chocolate oranges, you know, and covers I'm making. And so you put that on, but of course that then had discount come off it as well. So I still ended up with a few pennies left on this gift card that I will have to remember to use next time. But, you know, gift cards are good for gifting at Christmas. Yeah, but they're also good, you see. Gift cards are good if you're getting cash back on the gift cards. But Top Cashback is brilliant. They have 5,000 retailers who give you discount, give you cash back. One of them is Craft Stash, and funnily enough, these products that Sam does are available through Craft Stash. So, and Craft Stash also give reward points when you buy from them. And also, you can be a VIP member with Craft Stash. So you pay $9.99 for a year. But I actually paid $4.99 the first time, because they were switching us over from one scheme to this. And so they tempted us, and they said, well, we'll give it to you for $4.99, although it's going to be $9.99. So the first year I got it for $4.99. Now I pay $9.99, and that means I'm a VIP member. It means anything I buy from this Craft Stash website, I get 10%. I get 10%, and we get some offers that nobody else gets. So I already get 10% off of that, and I only buy most things when they're on offer. You know, if a good offer comes up, that's when I buy. Then you get reward points. But if you're a VIP member, you get double reward points, or sometimes I even double that. So I'm getting all that and cash back. So you can see why I like these schemes and why I'm telling you all about them, because, you know, it's been so good for me. So let me show you. I bought some other things this week while I was doing all that. And thank you for sticking with me. There's lots to say tonight. Hang on, what's this? Andrew says, you just saw on their website, Top Cashback is completely free to join. And if you opt for a classic account, there won't be any charges whatsoever. If you opt for a plus account, then £5 of your annual cashback earnings will be deducted, and you'll receive a range of additional benefits. That's right, Andrew, but don't sign up. Wait, and I'll give you the link in a minute. Let's, I tell you what, I don't know. Hang on, let's see if I can get the Top Cashback thing up. Yes, there it is. Right, so I don't think I can put it on here, because I don't think I can comment on here, because why can't I comment? I don't know why I can't put any comments in there. Oh, I know what I can do. Oh, and look, my Morrison's. I did a Morrison's shop on Friday. This is really good. So I did a Morrison's shop on Friday, and I used my top cashback card. And they've just, so I used it because there was a £12. I had to shop by today. 9 Fridays to Christmas. Don't panic. Top Cashback said I was signed up already and I logged in. I said I used the system in 2014 and have 60p. Oh right, okay. Tell you what, if you want to sign, if you've got another, if you've got a different email account, you could sign up. I did that. I joined once apparently years ago. Never used it. Then my son introduced me, so I have more than one email account. So I joined with another email account. So it's up to you, Andrew. But it would be, it would be good if you talk to me afterwards. Anyway, so with Morrison's, because I play the supermarket game, if I want to shop in Morrison's, I want good deals. But that means I won't be shopping in Tesco's this time. So then Tesco's then send me a deal and say, well, if you spend £70, we'll give you £7 off. Well, that offer expired the other day, but Morrison's gave me an offer that said if I spent £70, they will give me £12 off. And I thought that was really good, and I needed some shopping. So I did a Morrison's order, and I couldn't believe it. So it was Saturday, wasn't it? I did it on Saturday morning, and they still had delivery slots on Saturday evening. So I made it come after Strictly Come Dancing. So I had it. I have the cheapest delivery slots because I don't want to pay £4 or £5 for delivery when I can pay £2.50 or £2 or something like that. And Iceland don't charge at all if you, but Iceland doesn't have the same range that the others do. So I did my shopping, and it came last night, and I spent. So I was also buying things on offer. So I'm going through all the offers. I have a Morrison's card that gives me extra deals, and it shows you all the offers and things there. And so I shopped with the Morrison's deals. Then I put the voucher code in at the end, because you have to remember to put the voucher code in. And I've got £8 come back on an £84.80 order. It's just come up there now. So I spent £84.80. They've given me £8 cash back, and I'd already got £12 off that deal. What's not to love? And now, when it takes a while before it actually gets paid out to you. Different stores release their cash at different times. So some stores you might wait months for, and other stores, the top gift cards, they pay straight away. Craft Stash is quite quick at paying out. Train Pal pays me when I do my train tickets, but it's only a little bit, but 58p here, 63p there, 61p there. It's all adding up. And so total, it will tell me, I think it will tell me here, the total I've had. Oh no, wait a minute. The total I have claimed since I started, £415.97. So that's not bad. Oh, thank you, Andrew. That's brilliant. Okay. I don't shop in Lidl's because I would have a long way to go to do. I had a joke with my daughter because she gets deals on Lidl's if she does a £200 shop. She's got a big family, so £200 is not out of the question for her. But she doesn't always want to spend that, so she will buy things to put in the cupboard just to get the extra deal while it's on. I had a joke with her, and she said she'd gone to Lidl to do this too. I said, "Oh, you went to Lidl to do a big order, not a little order." Sorry, that was a side. But anyway. So wait a minute, let's have a look. Let's go back. There we go. Right. Oh, right. So there we go. Andrew's been looking up and all the things. The Titanic story was very sad, says Ailey. Asda Rewards is good as you get pounds instead of points on many items in the store. Asda, I don't shop in Asda as much. I do shop in Asda sometimes, and I went to Asda recently. Well, I tried to do it online because I wanted some new pans that were on a very good offer in there. But I tried to buy a gift card and do it that way, and it all cocked up, and I actually had to go to the store to get it. But I did get my new pans while they were on a very good offer. Hello, Tracy's back. She's been in the shower and she's back again. Nice to have you back. 4.15 by lot of yarn. Yes, I've seen people talking about the yarn in Aldi's or Lidl's or whatever it was. Only trouble with Lidl, like Aldi, likely come back with a dog canoe from the middle aisle. I don't want a dog canoe, thank you. No. So as you can see, I'm doing very well. But also, when the money pays out, so at the moment it says I've got so some of the things that are there's £60 that hasn't paid out yet, and it will all pay out at different £60 and 36 pence that hasn't paid out yet. Oh no, anyway, no, there's some that hasn't paid out yet, but there is £8.62 that can pay out now if I want it. So I could get that into my bank account, and that's what I used to do until Tristan taught me better. You can put it in a wallet, a pay wallet, and then you can exchange it for vouchers. And the vouchers are worth more than the cash value. And sometimes it will be something like, what did I do last time? It would be B&M. So I could get more in by asking for it to convert to a B&M voucher than actually putting it in my bank account and then going to B&M and buying something in B&M. It was better deal that way. So there's so many benefits to it. It's amazing. Tracy's saying, just been down to the fridge to find a snack, and one of mine has left opened chocolate in the fridge. So I took 4 squares of chocolate. To balance it off, I had 2 grapes. You now feel so good now. Yeah, but whose chocolate was it? Was it yours or was it theirs? And Andrew's saying that's great. And yes, Ailey saying the Titanic will never be forgotten. No. So lots of different conversations going on here. Let me just show you. I was going to show you my patterns for my chocolate oranges. Oh, so yes. So the chocolate oranges I've been buying, not to eat, although I did open one, but I'm on Slimming World, and one segment is, I think, two sins or 2.5, 2 sins, I think. So I decided that I would work my way through a chocolate orange, but it would take me days and days. I think there's 16 segments in there, aren't there? So it would take me 16 days if I just want 2 sins a day. So I don't mind having that. One of the kids, but shh, they will never know. I bet they will know. Right, so look, that's my Bertie Bassett chocolate orange that I was making that I showed you earlier. So I've done his body and his arms, and I'm just on his yellow bits on his legs. I also have where's it gone? So I've got folders now with all these, and I've bought myself a calendar, a 2024 calendar, and it's from a company called Tea Cozy Folk, but they also do chocolate orange cozies, and they've got a calendar it was 2024 calendar, and I know we're nearly at the end of 2024, but it had a pattern for every month of the year. So that was 12 patterns of chocolate orange covers, and they sell them individually for £2.50 each one. So do the maths. If you spent £2.50, 12 lots of £2.50, that would be 24. That'd be about £30, wouldn't it? So you have been sinning, Lynn. You might need to go to confession. No, because I was within my sins that I was allowed. My sins, as in Slimming World sins, SYN, not SIN. Richard loves Tunnock's tea cakes. Yes, but they have a big sin value. Yeah, and Andrew's saying years ago someone knitted Tunnock's tea cake covers. Yes, you can still get the Tunnock's tea cake covers. You can get covers for the little, the after 8 mints. You can get things to put those in. You can get Ferrero Rocher covers. All of these sorts of things are all available. But anyway, so do the maths. The calendar was £13.40, I think, and it had 12 patterns on it. So that's way better than buying 12 patterns at £2.50. So that's why I bought a 2024 calendar. I'm not really that bonkers. I want the 2025 calendar, but it's £17 something, and I've just got to hold a bit spending, you know, even it out. So if anybody would like to buy the 2025 calendar, but don't just go and buy it in case somebody else has bought it, because we don't want, you know, everybody buying it. But if anybody would like to help with the charity fundraising, I would not say no, because it would save the pennies. But look at these lovely ones. Look at that one. That's a chocolate orange cover in the Very Hungry Caterpillar's head. Now I think these things are okay to do for charity, but of course they are copyrighted patterns, and so not quite sure about that. But anyway, that's the Hungry Caterpillar. Look, Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. Those are chocolate orange covers. There's Cyril the squirrel here, but of course if I was making Cyril the squirrel here on the island, I would make him a red squirrel, because on the island we have red squirrels, but for the rest of the mainland it would have to be a grey squirrel. And guess what? Look, a Dalek chocolate orange cover. Can you having to turn it because it's got shine on because these are laminated. Aren't we having fun, Babu? Are we having fun? And this is the one I made. I made this one. Whoops, can you see without the shine on it? Whoops, come over this way without the shine. It's a gingerbread lady. Can you see? But she's got licorice all sorts on her hat. And you see. And I made this one for Yvonne, and I made the Bertie Bassett for Bibil, who's Yvonne's husband. So that's some of the patterns. There are so many patterns. There's also patterns to go over your. Can you? I don't know if you can see what that is. Those are the chocolate boxes. You know, like the Quality Street, or like these things. These sort of boxes now all have covers to go over them, and these make brilliant containers for me putting my craft bits and pieces in. Susan gave me one of these this week. Susan and I went with a friend of hers on Thursday night to a quiz night, and she picked me up from Slimming World, and we went to this quiz night, and on the table they put loads of, I think they were Quality Street, so they kept coming around and filling it up, and Twiglets and crisps and all that sort of thing. And it was painful for me because I'd just come from Slimming World. There was no way I was going to eat these things, but I had to sit and look at them until Susan and Paul had demolished what was on the table. And it really was quite painful for me. So I'm going to suggest, if they do another quiz night, could we have some fruit for those of us who don't want to eat? Because when I go on a Friday morning to do my craft, to teach my crafting, Jan always brings fruit as well as biscuits. So that's what I would rather do. Right, let's have a look. Oh, wait, hang on. So let's see. Did you hear Celebrations are now making cardboard boxes instead of plastic ones? Some people are not happy as they use them for storage. I've got loads. I've got Celebrations. I've got cream eggs tins. I've got, up there, loads and loads of stuff in the, the craft things. Keep some celery in your Oh, what a good idea, Heather. Do you know what? If I go to any event now in future, I think I'll have to put something in my bag. I tell you what I snack on a lot, boiled eggs. And now I know how to do the boiled eggs in the air fryer if I haven't got hot water to boil in. Or gas to do it on. I can do that as well, can't I? Local chippies selling deep fried Mars bars. Ugh, I don't know that I fancy that. Let's see. Tracy's offered to buy me a 2023 calendar. That's all her pennies will go to till payday. Aren't I generous? I don't know if they did a 2023 one, to be honest, but there's a 2024, and at the moment that will keep me going. But the 2025 one has got on one of them, on that one of the months, it's got a chocolate cover that's an octopus, and of course I'm doing octopuses for Jane down in East Cowes. So I really would quite like that one. I can buy it separately, but why would I buy it separately when I could get 12 of them for 17 something? So that's still quite a good deal, isn't it? It's still cheaper buying the calendar than it is buying them individually. But there we go. Do you still have your Amazon wish list to help with chat? I do. I do have the Amazon wish list, Andrew. What should I do? Should I put it on my Facebook page? I'll put it up on my Facebook page. Susan said, I did very well to avoid all those lovely tempting treats on Thursday at the quiz, and we had a great time. We'll have to go again. We will have to go again. We called ourselves, because we're not very good quizzers. We're good at having a laugh. So I said, why don't we call ourselves Just Making Up the Numbers? So that was our team name, and we were just making up the numbers, and we came last. But there wasn't a booby prize. What do you think of that? We should have had a booby prize, shouldn't we? So anyway, but a great night was had by all, and we helped to raise some money. We didn't win a raffle prize either. Never mind. So now I got some more things on my table to show you. Craft things. Those of you crafters will know what these are. Other people will look and say, I don't know what that is. Danish biscuit tins are always for sewing kits. People get annoyed thinking it's biscuits inside and the grand sewing kit instead. Oh, my daughter inherited one from her mother-in-law, and hers was the jelly babies tin, but it's only got the sewing stuff in it. So yes, I know what you mean. Right, so I'm just looking at a message. I'll look at that in a minute. Richard sent me a message, but I'll look at that in a minute. Let's have a look. Richard, what level of match 3 are you on? It's a very addictive game, but good fun and a change from knitting. Oh, what match? What are you playing? So Tracy's saying, only thing is, Lynn, with using the Heroes tubs and Quality Street tins, I would have to eat the chocolate. Yeah, no, or get somebody like Susan to give you a tin when she's eaten all the chocolates. But you'd probably want to eat them, wouldn't you? So these, anybody know what these are? If you're a crafter, you're not allowed to answer, but I'm going to tell you anyway, put you out of your misery. They are for making the blanks, the bases of fancy cards. I'm not quite sure. Where's my... Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's here. Is it? Oh, yes. Yes. Here's a card I've been making for over a week. Because I keep getting distracted. Let me show you. So this is one of what I call my wow cards, right? And it's actually from Sam, who's done some of these. It's her base. She's designed this, and actually this is she shows you how to do it as half of this, make one card, but I've put it together to make two. I've got to finish the back over on that, and I've got picked out some. I've done some lovely butterfly. I don't know if you can see those. Can you see with all the shine going on? Because you can never have too much shine and sparkle. So the butterflies are going to go on there, and I've put some pearl drops on there. Let's have a look. Hang on. Haven't seen any Danish biscuits for ages. Oh, yes, Carol was on another table. She was on a different table to me at the quiz night, and she was very naughty on Thursday. Sweets plus a pack of Twiglets. I did look at the sin value because I have it on the Slimmers World app on my phone, and I decided I was not going to be naughty. I would not get enough pleasure from the Twiglets to sabotage my weight loss. had put a bit of weight on recently, and I don't know why. I'm still trying to work out because I hadn't thought I'd been naughty. But anyway, so Ailey thinks you used to play Candy Crush. I did play Candy Crush along. Oh, is that what you're playing? Heather's saying that's beautiful. So this card, this was cut from a blank. So one of these sort of things, you know, these sort of things, that's what they are. They cut the basic blanks. There's a lot of gift cards, a lot of greetings cards that you can actually measure and score and make them from scratch without these sort of things. But they take longer, obviously, if you're going to do all the measuring and cutting. They take longer. And I decided, as these came up on offer, and as I make so much stuff for charity, it was going to mean I could make more for charity by buying these and doing the things quickly or quicker. So So that's my justification to me. So I bought this one. This one is called a triple tier slider card, and this one will pull out and in. And with this, I also bought some rubber stamps that are footballers and things to do with football. And I've got a net, a thing to make a football net. And my grandson's got a birthday shortly. Now he usually gets a Halloween card because his birthday's actually on Halloween. But I don't think he'll be sorry to get a football card because he's now joined a football club and he's doing very well with his football. And I thought, well, I saw Sam make the card and this was on an offer and I thought I'll go for it. So I did go for it. So wait a minute, what's Kath saying? You just triggered your Alexa who says she doesn't know how to help you with that. I can't remember what question I asked, but Kath said her Alexa says she can't help me. Well, what sort of Alexa is that? What a rubbish thing. So anyway, so I will be making a lovely football card with this. I will take pictures of it to show you when I've done that. So this one I really must finish. This birthday's already gone. I've been so bad, but doesn't matter because I'm going to make the card anyway. I'm not going to put happy birthday on it. I'm just going to put some nice greeting on it because the birthday's already gone past. But she has had her present. But there's also another couple of presents going her way as well. So that's that one. This one is not, it's not by the same people, but this is Creative Craft. This is also Craft Stash. This was also on an offer. That meant I got a discount because I was VIP member. I got reward points that also mean discount, more discount, and I've got top cash back as well. So this is going to make a different shaped card. I'll show you all of these because I've got to play with them. This one was another one from Sam Calcott, but I got this in a magazine. And the magazine, I think, was $9.99. But sometimes you'll pay at least $9.99 for sets of things like this. So I thought that was a good deal. What is the game? What game are we talking? I've lost the plot now. Oh, what they're playing. Too much salt in Twiglets. Absolutely. The Puzzle Match 3 on Facebook. Okay. You make such beautiful things, says Vivian from Kentucky, saying hello. Hello, Vivian. Nice to see you coming in. Do you still make cards for giving to charity shops? Not necessarily to the charity shops, but to organisations. Embracing Age, they give cards. That's a charity that supports people in care homes who don't have family. And they give them a card every month of the year, not just for the birthday. They give them a card every month of the year and Christmas cards. And so we give them cards. They've got groups on the island making cards. They also do gifts at Christmas and they wanted gift boxes. So I've been happy to make gift boxes for those. And of course, I'm doing stuff. Isle Access have got a craft fair in November and I'll be doing some bits for them to sell on their craft fair stall. So yes, lots and lots of things to do for charity. Absolutely. Do you mean like the Mint Matchmakers? I think, have you gone back to the, or was that me you were talking to? Wait a minute, I don't know, hang on. No, sorry, I've missed a bit. Hang on. Right, Ailey's talking with Andrew. Heather saying, and having the dies keep us from getting them crooked. Absolutely, yes. So if we actually have the dies. But I couldn't justify buying as many dies as I do if I wasn't doing charity work. So I view it that I buy the dies, rather than put money into the charity, I buy the dies and then I make a lot of things for charity. So for me, that works, you know. It's my contribution towards those charities. That's how I feel. That works, and so that's good. Oh, I must show you this. This is again through Craft Stash, but it's not. This is Helen Griffin, and I have in my lovely sorted drawers. This is my Helen Griffin drawer, and I know. Look, this Helen Griffin's branding is like this. So the witch's hat that I made the other day, that came from there. That's in the wrong box. Now this is a loaf tin set, right? And there's another bit of this that came up on an offer the other day. So if you put this together with this, it makes a picnic basket. and I'm going to have a go at that, and then you can put some bits in it. But this was part of it as well, part of the bundle, I think. Yes, it was part of a bundle. And this is an embossing folder, and look, it's a basket, and it's a lovely, look at the size of that embossing folder. That's massive. Carol's looking chocolate matchsticks. Anyone know where the cheapest place to buy them? Don't know. We'll have a look. Let's see if anybody can tell. Oh, B&M, says Richard. Tracy's saying, yes, your grandson shares a birthday with you. Oh, right. I've forgotten that. Yes. 31st, Halloween. Halloween is coming. Right. So it's Christmas. Susan's saying like the mint matchmakers, and Richard thinks they're B&M. What's the weather like with you? Hang on, hang on, it's jumped. What's the weather like with you, Andrew? Can't sleep because of the thunder and lightning. So they're both up in Scotland, Andrew and Ailey. Windy in Glasgow. Right, here we go. Susan's saying that they're £1.50 in Morrison's and £2 in Sainsbury's. Now, don't forget, oh, that's what I was saying earlier. We were doing the chocolate orange covers, and obviously we want to put the chocolate oranges in the covers for the fundraising that my granddaughters are doing. And so we found the cheapest was £1.50 for chocolate oranges, and they're the actual oranges. And then my daughter was in Tesco's and she saw them on a club card offer at 95p, but we didn't know it was finishing that weekend, and so that was, you know, we haven't found them at that price again. But don't forget, I said that I get 10% off in Iceland on a Tuesday, and I buy a gift card that gives me extra bit of discount. So I bought some chocolate oranges in there. They were £1.50 in there, but if you take 10% off, that makes them £1.35, and then a teensy bit of that extra top cash came off as well. So they may be about £1.30 something, £1.30 or something like that. So, you know, you've got to play the game, and but if you don't know, talk to me and I'll teach you, because I'm learning fast. You keep the die kits in a folder. Well, these are all dies and stamps in most of these drawers and out there and round the corner. I've got so many. So some of them I don't. Some of the little ones I keep in little boxes like this. You know, I've got on my wall where my lovely friend who does work around my house. Can you see up there? All these little boxes are fastened on the end in that dead space above that cupboard, and over here they're fixed on the side of the Calyx units because that's dead space. And I have to make every inch count. And up there I have one box that's got all my capital letters in, you know, for my alphabet, one box that's got all my numbers in, one box that's got all my lowercase letters in. So I'm starting to know where all these things are, but I have masses and masses of them. And I bought a lot of the very cheap ones from Temu, because, you know, somebody might say, oh, Lynn, I want you to make a card with an octopus on, for example. And so I buy some of those cheap ones. You know, they're very, very cheap, but they're fine if you just want to use them a few times. You know, so Carol started making cards and bookmarkers for Embracing Age. Oh, well done, Carol. That's lovely. A picnic basket with knitted food would be wonderful for kids to play with. It certainly would. And actually, I've got knitted food in the other room. And if I could make it smaller, it would. I've made some big ones, and they're going to Embracing Age, but they're going as a themed box. So the care workers work with some of the dementia patients, and they wanted themed boxes. So I did a theme of fruit. You can do whatever theme you like, and they use them in conversation with the dementia patients. But the fruit I've knitted in the other room is too big. You know, put the pineapple in it, it'll fill the basket up. But maybe I could find some patterns with small food that I could make it smaller, and I could put it in one of those. Otherwise, I just have to make a bigger box to put them in. You're thinking of visiting Glasgow. Excellent. That's right. B&M are also £1.50. Asda and B&M are all £1.50. 2nd of November is the 5th annual pumpkin hunt, local playing fields. Right, okay. I didn't put a pumpkin on my shopping list because I won a pumpkin in the Slimming World raffle, and I made pumpkin and bean soup. I had all the ingredients. They were given to me as my raffle prize, and I made the soup. It wasn't top of my priority list. It was okay, but not top of my priority list. I gave a big chunk of the pumpkin to Jan, who wanted to make the soup. She didn't think the soup was that brilliant. This is a Slimming World recipe. It was okay, but it was not one of my favourite. And then I made a load of curry, cauliflower. No, not cauliflower. Pumpkin curry. That was very nice. But I'd had enough pumpkin by then, and you know, if you buy a pumpkin, I couldn't see what size it was because I was doing it online and it didn't give me an indication of the size. It was only £1, but it might have been very big, and I don't like wasting food, so I didn't go for the pumpkin. Christmas markets, okay. It's your grandson's and your birthday tomorrow, Andrea. Oh, let's sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andrea. Happy birthday to you. But unfortunately, I can't get to my happy birthday glasses and my happy birthday hat because they are on the bed in my bedroom. And I told you, if you were in the broadcast earlier, you will know that I cannot get to my bed tonight because the cupboards that are being converted into wardrobes needed some more attention, and the attention's being given, the love's being given to them tomorrow. And I said to my friend who was doing the work, don't worry to move them now. Leave them there. I sleep in the chair. I fall asleep in the chair most nights. Why don't I just go to sleep in the chair? So that's what I'm doing tonight. If I ever wind down from chatting away here. Matchmakers in Tesco's are £1. So have a lovely birthday, Andrea. Matchmakers in Tesco's are £1.35 at the moment with club card until the end of the year. Well, this club card offer on the oranges must have been over like that because we didn't spot it, so we were a bit fed up with that, but never mind. Hang on. Sorry, I touched it and it went, oosh, all the comments went up. You love the Glasgow Christmas markets, Ailey. Richard saying fascinating story at NT property in York that used to be owned by Terry's family about the Terry's chocolate factory in York that they're now apartments. Okay, interesting. And then Andrew's put a link up there. www.trolley.co.uk can help with finding prices across different supermarkets in minutes. Andrew, could you possibly drop that link into my messenger, because otherwise I will have to go all the way through this broadcast to get the message. So if you could put it into my messenger, that would be fantastic. Push pineapple log Q Agadoo song. Oh, right, okay. Your church are needing 400 to give away, so we have to buy 10 boxes if we can. Last year, I think they were about £1.20, but I think this year £2 a box. Thank you, Andrew. That's just come in now. That's brilliant. Right. So your church is needing. I wonder if you could find anybody with a cash and carry card, and whether. But I don't know that you'd get them cheaper at cash and carry than some of the deals that are on in the supermarkets, because they're usually pretty good, those deals, especially with your store cards and things, aren't they? So I don't know. Try Amazon and you may get a bulk deal. Yeah, but you wouldn't. You see, if you've got top cash back and you're buying that way, you could have the cash back as well. Amazon, you wouldn't get any cash back. But they do cash back on one or two of their electrical items, but it's not a lot. I mean, anything's good, but you know, Amazon, you know, are not giving much away cashback wise. Andrea saying thank you, Lynn, and Kath saying happy birthday. She's put you. Oh look, Andrea, you're on YouTube. Let me show you. Kath's put. She's put you a birthday cake and a big cake, a slice of cake, and some glasses. You know, drinking glasses. And Corey's put happy birthday, Andrea. And so has Richard. There we go. And somebody called FMDTI says hi. So hi, where are you coming in from? That's on YouTube. Oh, right. So Kath is, I think this must be Scotland, mustn't it? So Kath said she went to the beautiful Trossachs in the summer. I'm very tempted to spend Christmas. Oh, no, 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 sorry. I don't know whether, I don't know whether that's right. Right. Oh, right. Richard recommends Balquhidder. Right. So I don't know. I don't know where the Trossachs is. Sorry, I was talking rubbish. Ian's saying, hi, Lynn, you busy woman. Can you tell me if Ailey is online? The phone lines are down. Tell Ailey I was... Right, Ailey, Ian is saying that... yes, she is online. Can you tell me if Ailey's online? The phone lines are down. Tell Ailey I was sleeping and now on my way over to see her. Thank you, Lynn. My Facebook signal is very low. Keep up your good work, Lynn. So, Ailey, Ian's on his way over to see you. Oh, and Kath did say Scotland. Yes, I was right. Thank you. I thought it must. I knew you'd been to Scotland, but I wasn't sure. And Andrea's coming in there and saying thank you all. I just love this community, how you all embrace each other. Well, not embrace, but virtually embrace. And it just gives me it warms the cockles of my heart, as my dad would say, when I see you all supporting each other. And, you know, this is the good that came out of COVID. Because I never would have done these broadcasts. If it hadn't been for COVID, I would not be sitting at home doing broadcasts. But it was because my people who watched my original ones about the Isle of Wight wanted me still to broadcast. So you have all of them to thank. And I'm enjoying it. I like doing that. I wouldn't ever want to go. I don't think I would ever want to go back like I did in COVID, where I did them every single night at 10 o'clock, because that's quite demanding, and I'm trying to do other things like knitting and all those sort of things. But I do look forward to my Sunday evenings now with you all. And as you might have seen earlier in the week, I did one or two random, just hopped on Facebook and just did some random ones, which I might still do. Right, so let's have a look. Take care, Ian, says Kath. Andrew may go to London for Easter weekend 2025 to see Mrs. Doubtfire the musical as it ends in April. I won't be going there in April because I have just booked a holiday, a weekend with my family on a holiday. And you'll hear more about that later on. But I'm so excited. Next year is my 75th birthday. And some of you will know that my family took me to Butlins last year for my birthday, unexpected surprise holiday, and I loved it so much, and I just wanted to do it again. I originally wanted to take them to Lapland, but you know, that's too far. We all need passports. There's too many complications. So something, you know, local in this country. And so I knew that there were some special deals on, and they were finishing this week. And yes, I have booked to take my family away. So I will be with my grandchildren. One of my children won't make that weekend, but then I'm going to take them away separately on another weekend. And I'm so looking forward to it. So, but because the dates didn't work near my birthday, and the deals were really good at Easter, we booked an Easter break. So my 75th birthday is going to start at Easter. Right, because it was my birthday present to me, was taking my family away because I would enjoy it so much. So we're all going to have fun then. Right, so before COVID, Lynn, you were never in. I know, I was never in, Tracy, and now I'm in far more than I'm out. I love my long days. I wake up, you know, I mean, if I fall asleep in the chair in the evening and sleep hours and hours, then I wake up at you know, and I'm in the Wide Awake Club, so I might wake up at 5 o'clock. Then I start my next day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's such a long day until I fall asleep again. So I'm getting lovely long days, and sometimes I craft, sometimes I knit, sometimes I just sit and think about the world. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks or podcasts, and of course I bought my TV license, so I now watch a lot of daytime TV. But I watch a lot of it on iPlayer, so I can watch it when I want to watch it, not when it's on. I do like Strictly when it's actually on, because that way nobody spoils it for you. You see it, and the results, you watch the results at the time. So, you know, I don't want any spoilers. Thanks, great. That's great. Thanks for the message, Lynn. I get worried about Ian after his third heart. I can understand. So I'm glad you were listening, and I was able to be, you know, to to communicate. So that was good. We'll look at that, Richard. I'm in love with the Trossachs at the moment. Just north of them, Kath. That looks amazing. The Butlins are very accessible. Absolutely. And of course, when we went, what made that holiday so great was, I mean, not only being with family, that makes it great anyway. But of course, the Butlin type holiday, there's quite a bit of walking to get from accommodation to the main complex. But they hired a mobility scooter for me. And that's how I enjoyed that weekend so much, because I know that if I hadn't had the mobility scooter, the first day walking backwards and forwards and doing what we had to do would have wiped me out. And then I'd have ended up spending the rest of the time in the chalet. And I didn't want to do that, or burnt out. So no, they hired a mobility. So we'll do that again. And it made such a difference. Will you ever go abroad, Lynn, on holiday? Well, I don't know. I'm going to get myself a passport. Not because I want to go on holiday, but because I'm so fed up with not being able to identify myself because I don't have a driving license and I don't have a passport. And, you know, at one stage I couldn't afford it. It was silly money. It was silly to spend nearly £100 on a passport when I wasn't going anywhere. But I've so many times somebody wants to see a passport or a driving license. And also, I have got some money that's stuck in an American account. When the laws changed about money laundering and that, I had to tell this company that show them a passport or a driving license or a what do they call it? An ID card. But we don't have ID cards in the UK. Well, I think you can buy an individual one. Didn't know if that was good enough, so I never did it. But the point is, there's nearly £100 in that account in America. So I thought, well, why don't I just get the passport, get the money out of America, and it's paid for the passport. So I'm not lost anything, but I haven't gained, but I will have gained a passport. So that made a lot of sense. Andrews went to Corfu in May this year for the first time and loved it. Was at a fantastic all-inclusive resort and loved it. Defo going back in the future. Are you sleeping in the chair tonight? Yes, Carol, I've got to sleep in the chair tonight because I can't get to my bed. Oops, sorry, just sitting very relaxing. That's it. I can't get to my bed because my lovely friend who was trying to convert, not trying, he is converting I had some cupboards that came from my mum's house, but they're not wardrobes. But rather than me spend £500 or £100 or something like that on wardrobes where these cupboards are standing, he has very kindly been and bought some rail to go in the tops of the cupboards to make them so there's hanging space for all my clothes, and that was at a grand. And there's another piece of stuff he's got to get tomorrow. The grand bill so far is £21.42. And I think it might go up as maybe up to £30. £30 for converting these cupboards into wardrobes is way better than £500. I don't know what his fee is. I was told it was zero, but it wasn't him that said it. But I think he does like jelly. I like making jelly for my friends who like jelly. So maybe that's the fee, a bowl full of jelly. I don't know. But rather than push all the furniture back, take all this and the contents of those cupboards is on my bed. So the contents is on the bed, and then the cupboards in front of the bed, and I can't even get round to the side. And I said, don't worry about that. I sleep in the chair anyway. I'll put a footstool up, and I'll just drift off whenever I drift off, and it's going to be for one night. I've got blankets that I can put over me if the temperature drops, but I'm still so warm in here. So I think when I talk a lot, it makes me warm. So Lynn is the new Madge Harvey from Benidorm with her mobility scooter. Absolutely. Thought you had your mother. I did have my mother's mobility scooter, but I gave it to Inga because she crashed hers, and it was sitting in my garage. I didn't need it at the time, and so and the thing is, I can't walk very well. I don't walk as well as I once did, obviously. But if I need to get somewhere now, I will get a taxi. If I like, going some places, I get a taxi, or sometimes I just walk to the bus stop, which is at the bottom of my road. It depends, but I have to pace myself. I have to look after myself. But I gave the mobility scooter away because her need was greater than mine at the time. Tracy's. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Wait a minute. Let's see. I missed a bit there. Sorry, they jumped up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they all jumped up. Right. Heather says her son has autism and can't drive, so he just has a state ID card. Okay. Yeah, lots more people being diagnosed with autism now. Years ago, I know that a child that I used to look after probably had autism, but it didn't have a diagnosis all those years ago. But I'm convinced that if I'd have had a diagnosis and would have known what to do, that would have been much better for her. Ailey's got a shop rider mobility scooter. Eurostar, very good at deals off peak for Paris, Amsterdam and Belgium. But I had the opportunity, I was thinking possibly, and then I think sort of about it when my nephew was over, talking about going to Australia, but I don't know whether I want to go that far and whether I want to be away from home long enough to justify a trip to Australia, because if you go that far, you need to go for quite a few weeks, don't you? And I've got the time now because I'm retired, but I think I like the idea when I was talking to my nephew, but I like the idea of going away with my family in this country even better. So let's see. Tracy went to Spain this year for the first holiday abroad with the kids, but fancied a change next year, so off to Rhodes in May. Very nice, Tracy. Lynn, you could go to France, as Richard said, on Eurostar, and that avoids planes. Yeah, I could do. A big birthday for Tracy next year, so may look at doing a mini cruise somewhere. That would be nice. Yeah, you could do it across the Solent, Tracy. Get on the red funnel. There you are. I did that once. I was invited to the red funnel when I was part of business associations and things, and they were showing off their new boat or whatever it was. And my friend and I, I had some big, I think they were Mexican hats and things like that, and some flower banners and things, and I took them with us, and I took a picture up and I put it on Facebook, and I said, "Oh, we've just been on a cruise." And everybody wanted to know where we'd gone. I said, across the Solent. My idea of fun, that. I thought that was some time ago you were buying new wardrobes. I did change my mind, Carol. I decided to save the money and do something better with it, But the deal I got for Butlins was amazing. I got it with the early discount, the booking discount. I haven't had to pay all the money. I could pay it in installments, but it was early booking discount. And then because my daughter-in-law to be had booked the trip last time, she booked it because she got a good deal for being the lead guest. So she booked it, and then I just paid. So but if it wasn't a good deal, I wouldn't have been able to do it because I'm a pensioner. But it was a very, very good deal. Good deals from Southampton, Tracy. Right, hang on, let's have a look. Ailey remembers the community help with donations to fixing his first mobility. That's right, and then she crashed it. So there we go. It's a minimum 4-week trip for Australia. Yes, I could have. I've got an uncle and auntie in their 90s in Australia, and they would have let me go and stay with them. And I've got a nephew that came over here this time, and his family, they would have hosted me. And then I've got and my other nephew that was living in Taiwan is moving over there. So I would have seen them, and I would have seen my other nephew, but I just don't know that I want to do it. I get very tired these days, and I know I have to pace myself, and I think it might be just too much. Do you use No, I don't use the mobility scooters in supermarkets because I don't usually go to the bigger supermarkets. They don't have mobility scooters in Iceland. I think we'd knock everything over. And I don't, if Asda, I think have them, don't they? But I usually do Asda online. I did go to Asda just to get the pans, but I don't use them. But maybe I should think about it. Probably costs you more for a trip on Red Funnel than it will for a cruise. Yes, I think you could be right, Tracy. A charity and an airline offered kids who may never get on a plane a flight from Edinburgh Airport for a 2-hour return flight. It's nice what charities can do. It's amazing what some charities can do. And, I support as many as I can. So I use my time now to support them, obviously. Your cousin and her family have just moved to Australia for a minimum of 4 years and possibly more for work. Excellent. 24 hours on a plane would probably be too much for you. Yeah, I think it would. When I thought the idea sounded lovely when I was talking to them about it. But actually, when I really thought about it, I just thought, I don't mind, traveling on my own, but I just thought it's a long way to go. Would I want to be away from my own family in this country for that long? And, I just, knowing how tired I get just on a day-to-day basis, I think, no, maybe not. Not a good idea. I think you're right. So I think, I don't think the jury's out on that one anymore. I think we've made a decision that it's too much for me. So anyway, what else did I have on my little list that I was going to tell you? There's all these lovely things that I'm going to make, and I will be showing you those in the future. I want to make... This one is one of those stepper cards with, that makes nice little steps up. Wait a minute, let's put this somewhere over there. Let's put the things over there. So I was showing you new craft things. I've talked about the chocolate oranges. Oh, did I tell you about... I had my flu jab this week. And I had a COVID jab and a flu jab, both on the same day, one in each arm. And did you know I hardly even noticed I had them? I was saying to a friend today, my friend said, did you have any reaction? I said, no, not really. They just did it and I went on my merry way. And then I just at one stage yesterday, I did that and I thought, oh, what's that? Why is my arm like that? And then I realised I'd had an injection, but that's all. It was just a little, and that's it. I don't usually suffer from these things, so that's good. Ian's just turned up on his mobility scooter. Excellent. Think of the shenanigans I could have on a plane. Oh my goodness, yes. I don't even want to think there. I don't even want to do that one. No, I really don't think I want to. And I wouldn't be able. Probably wouldn't be able to live stream from there, would I? Because of signals and things. No, I don't want some shenanigans. Right, so. Your pal is 80 and loves going to Ibiza with her daughters each year. Weather is astonishing outside, says Ailey. Have you seen the time? How long have you been online? Wow, I've been online for 2 hours, 37 minutes and 9 seconds. Well, I'm obviously not boring you because you're still here. But there's a TikTok video of an older lady who is having so much fun at a disco on holiday in a club. No, Lynn, no live stream from plane. Well, you see, if I had shenanigans, I wouldn't be able to tell you about it, would I? So I think and you'd miss me, wouldn't you, if I was gone? Keep warm and dry, Ailey, and safe from the wind. That's what Kath is recommending. No, definitely not boring, Lynn. I don't think... If I was boring you, I think you'd have all gone and I'd be just talking to my phone. And I think we're having a good time, aren't we? Party time. So anyway, I told you all about my free electricity, didn't I? So I had all those wonderful things. So I did a roast. I did a roast pork and lots of lovely vegetables in my tabletop cooker. Then I did a tin of potatoes I roasted in my small air fryer. Then I put my slow cooker on and I did pork in there again, because what happened, stupid, usually when I buy my stuff from my meat, I usually split it before I freeze it, so that I'm not freezing 4 pieces of little pork medallions in one thing. I usually put them in individual bags, so it's easier for me, just to take one out. But when I went to try and split them out of the thing to for one piece of pork today, you know, small pork medallion. They wouldn't do it. I had to defrost the whole lot. So that's why I thought, when I saw the offer on the electricity, right, we'll put one in with the roast that I can have for my lunch today, and we'll put 3 in the slow cooker with all those lovely vegetables. So that's another meal. Well, that's another 3 meals in the slow cooker, and all these, you know, all this electricity that I was having, you know, for free. So as I say, I did all that. I put the microwave on with apples in it, the last of the apples that my brother had given me, the windfalls. I thought I'd used all the windfalls, then I found some more in another bag. And I'd put them in one of those bags that, you know, is supposed to not let your fruit go off, and it really worked. Vivian's saying, that's why I've watched you all these years, because you're not boring. I try not to be boring, you know. And I say to anybody who doesn't like what I do, because I do get trolls, I say, well, it's what your thumb's for. Scroll on by if you don't like it. So anyway, it's lovely to have you here, Vivian. So hang on. Right, so Andrew's saying he's surprised they have not invented Wi-Fi for planes yet. And Richard's saying, well, yes, I think having a good time is that. We love chatting to all our friends on here. We do, and we're making lots of friends, aren't we? You know, some of us have never met, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends. But you can live stream from the plane now. I was watching one the other day of someone I follow going over to New York. They were near Canada at the time. Oh, right, Susan, I didn't know that. It's not going to entice me to take a long-haul flight, I can tell you. Potatoes roast well in the air fryer. They do. The little potatoes, I buy the tinned potatoes, because, you know, I tend, if I buy much in the way of potatoes, I have, you know, not tinned. I have to use them quickly, otherwise they start sprouting and then they go off, and I don't want to waste it. So I do use tinned potatoes quite a lot, and they've been on some excellent deals in the supermarket. And don't forget, they're on excellent deals, and I'm getting cash back, and I'm being offered, you know, a voucher if I spend so much on this particular time. So, you know, what's not to love? Right, that's, you hear thunder. I hear thunder. I hear thunder. Hark, don't you? Hark, don't you? Pitter patter raindrops. Pitter patter raindrops. I'm wet through. So are you. Except I don't hear thunder here. It's Alien Scotland's got the thunder. And that was one of my repertoire, because I used to run a nursery school, and I used to sing those things to the children. I know I don't have the best voice in the world, but the children didn't care. They loved it. We had a good time. So I'm glad that you don't think I'm boring, Vivian. That's nice. Wait a minute. It's all jumped up again. Hang on. Oh, Andrew says he loves baked potatoes in the air fryer. Nice and crispy. We use our air fryer more than the oven now. Well, I don't use my... I've got a conventional electrical oven, you know, electrical oven that was here when I moved in. But of course, for me now, bending is more difficult, and you know, I also don't have so much strength in my wrists anymore. So coming down to there and trying to get a pan out of the oven like that is just too much. But in my little cooker, my air fryer, no, my little tabletop cooker. So I've got an air fryer that's got a basket, you know, one basket, and that's where I did the potatoes. And I put this roasting. I've got a small roasting dish that goes in the tabletop one. So you know, I can have the tabletop one as 2 halves of cookers, or I can take the middle bit out, and then I put the roasting tray in there and put all those lovely vegetables in, and it was delicious. I have to say, it was really good. Throat's getting a bit dry now. Can't imagine why. Can you? Anyway, yeah. So I've got to freeze what's in the slow cooker now. I'll go and freeze that. I'll do that before I go to bed. Well, I'm not going to bed, am I? I'm going to chair. I'm not going to bed tonight. I'm going to chair. Ailey's putting some music there for me to sing. Do I still use TikTok? I haven't used TikTok for ages. I think I need to. But you know what? My stats on Facebook are going through the roof. I keep sharing on there. You know, it will tell you who my top viewers are and how many new followers I've got. I I think Facebook must be pushing me out to a lot more people now, because suddenly I keep getting all these new followers. Lots of people I don't know, and I don't know where they've come from, but other than Facebook is pushing me out there. And, you know, I've had, what was that, the stats on something the other day? Oh, yes, it was the video. I did a video when, I don't think it was a live stream. I did it as a video and put it out on Facebook. And I was holding up the chocolate orange, some of the chocolate orange covers I had done. And the stats on it were amazing. I can't remember. I took a picture of it and sent it to my son and said, look at these stats. So I'd got a huge a lot of new followers. The video had been liked. Reactions to it. I had over 400 reactions to it. Quite a lot of comments. And it had been viewed thousands of times. Unbelievable. I don't know. But, you know, it's good because more people coming into a community, you know, let's entertain each other. Takes 18 minutes, big potatoes on your... Oh, I did a jacket potato in the microwave yesterday. And I got my timing wrong. It was only a little jacket potato. And I did it for too many minutes and it was rock hard. I had to do another one. I had to choose another one and do it again. I think I'd forgotten the timings of that, you know. But one of the things I worry about is, because I got a microwave, because I got an air fryer, because I've got all these different gadgets, remembering which baking utensil can go in which, you know, because you might put a silicone one in the microwave. I think it would melt, wouldn't it? Is that right? I know that I can put the silicone ones in the air fryer. That works. But I'm very worried about which ones I put in the others. So I have to stop and think very carefully. And I do have little mental blips. Like when I'm trying to set up the StreamYard now. I used to be able to do all this fine. And then every time I have shenanigans, mind you, it's not helpful that I'm having to go in through Tristan's account, because they wanted to charge me too much for my own account. So that isn't all that helpful. But, well, you know, anyway. Right, let's have a look. Right, you've not had any free apples this year. Last year you had loads. Oh, that's a shame. Carol, I would have given you some of mine, but I've cooked them all now. And oh, so today... I was trying to get all these things going during that hour free electricity, and I wanted to get all the machines going, and then come in here and do my heat tool for my embossing. So when I was peeling the apples, it was almost 1 o'clock. So I put the first dish in with some, because I thought they're not all going to go in this one dish. So I put them in, and that was fine. And it was a deepish dish, and it had a lid on it. When I came to do the last few, I didn't have such a deep dish. I put it in a much shallower dish, and I used the plate as a lid, because I often do that, whatever's available. And must have put it on for too long, because it cooked the apple beautifully, and then it all came out of the side of the dish underneath so it made a bit of a yucky mess that I've got to clear up. So that wasn't the best in the world. You love the tin roasted, the tin potatoes roasted. Yes, they're really nice. It's the way you tell them, Lynn. Do you know that's an expression of my dad used? I don't know who originated that expression. Anybody know that? It was a comedian, wasn't it? But, you know, my dad used to say, oh, it's the way you tell them. Lee Ellen. Lee Ellen. Hi, Lynn. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Good to see you, Lee. So, Lee, how do I know you, Lee? Just remind me. Is Lee Ellen all your name, or are you two people, Lee and Ellen? Just remind me, because, you know, I'm 74. I forget lots of things. I forget people. They have to remind me where I've met them or whatever. So let me know. Did you used to come into the broadcast, or have I met you in person? Let me know, and I apologise because I've forgotten. You know, but I'm as my son says, you're old, Mum. Ailey likes to roast tin potatoes roasted in the oven. That's right. It's the way you tell them. Good singing, Lynn. Oh, I don't know. about amazing singing, Lynn. Really? The nursery nurse, very funny on Facebook. I don't know her. Lynn's singing will compete against Miss Rachel and her singing nursery rhymes. Oh, send me a link for Miss Rachel. I'll have a look. I know my singing's awful because I had a complex and I never once would sing in front of. I certainly never would have sung on a broadcast because my siblings are all musical, or were. You know, one of them's not with us anymore, but they were all very musical. And I would sing, you know, go about my way singing, and they'd say, "Oh, shut up, you can't sing in tune." And it gave me a complex, so I didn't do it for a long time. But now I'm old, I don't care. Lynn, there we are. B&M air fryer liners, very good. Reduced cleaning air fryer. Yes, Kath bought me some of those. I was so grateful. And now I use the liners all the time in the air fryer. But the air fryer is so easy to clean anyway, and the cooker top, the tabletop cooker, it's all done in that black, non-stick stuff, and it's so easy. And of course, I make my own scrubbies to do the washing up with. I'm having great fun making scrubbies. Oh, there was a scrubby in there. The next one's going to be a white scrubby. I've just ordered some more scrubby wool. This is a scrub. Oops, it's got other wool tied up with it. That's scrubby wool, and it really it's so easy to clean the plates with. Kath will bear that out because I gave her a couple and she loved them. Now she's going to knit her own. Right. Lynn Sing. Oh, you've said that. B&M air fryer. We've had that. Me and Grandad Joe are the new influencers. Yes, Grandad Joe's in his 90s, isn't he? He's a bit older than me. Andrew's saying 2.3 thousand followers on Facebook is amazing. Lynn. Do you know what? I had some idiot the other day who tried. Where was he? Was he on? Did he come into one of the broadcasts or something? And he was no. I think he was just interacting with me on, or trying to interact with me online. And I think I put something about being a live streamer. Then he wanted to know, how many followers and all that, like it really matters to him, because I don't even know him. And he went on to say that I was rubbish because he'd got 3 million viewers and I hadn't, or something. I said, you know what? I said, I'm a 74-year-old granny. I really don't want 3 million viewers. I've got to imagine me interacting with 3 million people. I get tired interacting with this many people. So 3 million people, wow. Anyway, I think I bored him, so he went. Because he was trying to show off about how many he'd got, and so what? I don't care. I am happy with what I was really happy when I had 20,000 views in 24 hours of the live stream that I did of the ride out, the scooter ride out in 2018. That really pleased me, 20,000 views in 24 hours. But, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I'm live streaming to 19 or 20 of you here, or whether there are more. It really doesn't matter, because when it's a small group like this, we can interact much better. Imagine if there were 3 million of you trying to talk to me tonight. Well, it would do my head in. I'm always one of your top followers. You are, Ailey. Yes, absolutely. Tracy said she got rid of her large cooker 4 years ago and never looked back. I've cooked Christmas dinner for 7 and I cook for 5 of us every day. You use 4 months of the year just heating up your oven before you cook anything. I use my air fryer, my halogen and my microwave, and bought a tabletop hob. Absolutely. And my bills are, I've noticed a difference in my bills, because you have to waste so much time, don't you, heating it all up and that. But it's also safer for me. I feel much safer, and I can actually my roasting dish that goes, I bought a little roasting dish to go in there. That's just a nice meal for one, and I can take that out with one hand. And it's okay. And also, if it slipped, it would slip onto the counter, because I'm going to push quite back, so it will be there, so it's safe. So I couldn't do that from the oven. I had to bend down, take it out with two hands, and then wobble about with it before I could get it up or somewhere on the side. So just the whole thing, not a sensible thing anymore. I was going to take my oven out and have storage space there, but my children said maybe not a good idea, because if ever we want to, the flat to get sold or anything, it's much better possibly to have an oven in there to start with, even if the people who buy it don't want it. But you never know. You don't know what's happening in the world. Things are changing all the time. It's horses for courses. It's what works for you, the most important, isn't it? Richard's saying that Grandad Joe is 91 and posts several times a week. Vivian's saying, we guys are talking about a baked potato and she's sitting there eating one. How weird is that? Now you're making me feel hungry. I had a jacket. Sometimes I will do a Slimming World meal, and I'll put a lot of bits together. And other times, like tonight, because I wanted to be quite quick, and I'd had friends over this afternoon, and then I wanted to be quick and have my tea and watch Strictly and be ready to broadcast at 8:15, which went badly wrong, and then we sorted it out. I didn't want to faff about. I never make a meal that takes a long time to make, because I'm always hungry. If I start a meal, I'm hungry and I want the meal. So it wouldn't be a long process. But I went for a jacket. So I had a jacket potato. I had baked beans. I had some salad with that because I like salad. And I had some red cabbage because I decided to eat up the red cabbage that was in the jar that I'd slipped over in the fridge and made all that red juice. And I think somebody thought I'd cut myself at one stage because it did look like it could have been blood. And I didn't. I just put oops. I didn't explain what it was straight away, I don't think. Anyway, wood can go in all. Do you mean containers? Your mum put in a Russell's burger in the microwave for 90 minutes instead of 90 seconds. Oh no, black and burnt. Dinner's ready when the smoke alarm goes off. Isn't that what they say? So much fun on a Sunday night. I really enjoy Sunday community chatting. Good. Hello, Elizabeth. Ha! Nice to see you here. Elizabeth, if you want to watch the replay, we've been on here 2 hours, 56 minutes and 15 seconds. We tried to start at 8:15 and I had an issue, like I always do, and I had to go out of the broadcast, close it down and start again. So we started just almost 3 hours ago. It's 11:30 and I'm wide awake. And, the fact that I'm sleeping in the chair tonight because I can't get to the bed doesn't matter. I don't know that I'm ever going to go over there. Yes, I will. But at the moment, I'm so wide awake that I won't go straight to bed. And it doesn't matter. I do have to be awake by about 9 o'clock in the morning because I'm not sure whether the gas people are just going to turn up or whether they're going to ring me first. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Surprise houses didn't burn down. Absolutely. Carol's put her potatoes in the microwave to soften them, then in the air fryer to crisp the skins. That's a good idea, Carol. But I crisped the skin. Not only did I crisp the skin on this one, I did earlier. Was it today or was that one I did yesterday? It wasn't only it was the one I did today. It wasn't only it didn't only crisp the skin, it crisped the whole thing. It was not edible. Andrew saying, Richard, we were very lucky. Not quite sure what that was about, but anyway, you're very lucky, whatever. Sarah's saying, it's Lee on the Isle of Wight. It's been a long time. I hope you are well. Good to see you. Now it says Sarah on there, but Lee. Oh, now you're confusing me even more. Nice to see you anyway. You do them like that too, says Tracy. Elizabeth saying hello to everybody. Frankie Howard, though, it's the way you tell them. Oh, that's right. Yes, it's the way you tell them. Oh, no. It wasn't. No. Richard's saying it was the late Frank Carson. Susan's saying it's from Frankie Howard. Never mind. I'm not going to fall out with either of you, because it's not life-threatening, is it? So one of you might be right and one of you might be wrong. Frank Carson. Thank you, Kath. All right. Oh, so do you know what? These comments are way behind, aren't they? Two the same here. Andrews, we say in Scotland, that's a belter. Yep, same here. Lee Ellen. Oh, here we are. Look, yes, Lynn, I have met you a few times. Once at Polly's Rainbow Directory launch night. Oh, right. And another time in Northwood. I was with my 3 children and I purchased some cards from you. Okay. Thanks, Lee. Sorry, the comments are obviously running way behind the conversation. It's just Lee. All right, okay. The scrubbies would be a good fundraiser. Yes, they would. But you know what? The price of the scrubby wool's gone up. They used to be like £2 or £3 a ball. Now they're some of them, the bigger balls, they're nearly £10. But it still would be good because you still get something that lasts a long time and is much more friendly for the environment. You know, because those horrible little slimy those little sponges that you buy that fall to bits after a few times and then they get all slimy. But these I do one lot of washing up and then I throw it in the washing machine and I get the next one. I've got them in all colours. I've got white, I've got green, I've got blue, I've got red, I've got orange. I don't think I've got any yellow ones, but there is some yellow wool that you can get off Amazon to make them, so I will do that. Oh my goodness, Richard's saying he remembers that ride out. These conversation is way behind. Your music teacher had right name for his job, Mr. Scales. You decided that you're growing old gracefully. No, I'm growing old disgracefully. Why try to be good all the time? Life is short. Oh yes, and somebody, was it you, Richard, or one of you put up the poem about when I grow old, I'm going to be... Oh, that's it. There we are, Richard. Like in the book, when I am old, I will wear purple. And yes, absolutely. I'll find that poem and I'll read it to you. You know, if I lived on my own, I'd never cook, Lynn. Okay. I'd take my cooker out. Okie dokie. Well, you know, I'm doing well with all the gadgets. And of course, the Slimming World recipes are so good. And this week, I booked what they call a countdown. So I've booked another 12 Slimming World sessions, and if you book either 6 or 12, so what they call a countdown, you get. So if you book 6, you get an extra one free, an extra night free. If you book 12, you get 2 nights free. But also, if you booked this week, you'd also get the new Christmas cookbook. That's the Slimming World cookbook, and so I'm getting my. You know me, I love a bargain. So I like to, and fortunately I was able to pay. You know, some people were not able to do this 12-week because they couldn't afford it. But, you know, I'd been, you know, sort of budgeting. I only buy things that are bargains, right? There you go. Very balanced meal, Lynn, and plenty of vitamins. Balanced meal, what's that? That's a cupcake in both hands, isn't it? Doesn't that mean a balanced diet? Anyone starting knitting poppies yet? Remember that the purple poppies are in memory of the horses, says Ailey. I haven't started poppies yet. This Friday, we're making poppies, but crafting poppies at the I'll Access Hub on my crafting I do on a Friday, so I've got to think of some poppies to do there. Tracy's saying perhaps if you have 3 shelves in your oven, Lynn, you could separate the trays. So say 1 shelf for the tins for the ovens, 1 shelf for silicone air fryer. That way you would keep them all separate. Then you would know what to use for each. Actually, I store my slow cooker in there because I haven't really got anywhere else to put the slow cooker. And of course, when it's got its you know, the bit that you cook in, it's heavy. Without that bit in, it's quite light. But of course, I store it with its internal bit in it, and it's quite heavy. So if I keep it in the oven, it's actually not got far to fall to the ground if I did slip with it. Right, but that was a good idea. You've got that smoke alarm sign in your kitchen. Yes, when the dinner's ready, when the smoke alarm goes off. Issue, we all fall down laughing. You never got to watch your live, so you just popped on. Hey, Elizabeth, I'm still live now. I am still live. You've come into a live stream because I've been 3 hours live streaming. I sent you a Facebook message 8:30 as alarm. Okay, wait a minute. Hang on. Whoops. Wait a minute. All right. Someone in work does not use her dishwasher and uses it for snack storage now. Well, actually, when my dishwasher was taken out, I'd got something in it that I'd forgotten that I'd used it as storage because there was no point otherwise. So you might meet the gas man in my nightie. I might indeed, mightn't I? But if I go to sleep in my clothes, in the chair because actually I can't get to my night clothes. I've just remembered because they're the other side of that wall, that cupboard. Right, so Corrie stocked up on scrubby wool when Isle of Wool had it on offer when the shop opened. Yeah, oh, I had quite a bit, but of course I've made quite a lot of scrubbies, and I'm making scrubbies for my family as well. So I'm getting to the end of my scrubby wool. The other day I started to make a scrubby, and I started with orange, and then I ran out of orange, and then I did blue, and then I did black, and then I did white on it. It was a bit of a mix and match one. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. That's up in Scotland. Lovely memorial on the Isle of Wight at Lake to the animals in the wars. Also chapel near Mottiston Manor to real war horse inspiration for book and film. Talking of Mottiston and all that, I saw Diane, who's one of the ladies that took over the Christmas tree festival that we have here on the island. So for the Isle of Wight, if anybody who doesn't know, we had a Christmas tree festival here for years and years, run by Chris. I think he'd started off in a small way, and it just grew like topsy. It grew and grew until they used to have 200 trees. And I would go round for all the days that it was on, and I would live stream every tree and describe every tree. You know, I had some amazing trees to describe. Then Chris decided, obviously, that he didn't want to do it anymore, and nobody stepped up the next year, so it didn't happen. And then last year, Diane and is it Emma or Emily? I've forgotten her friend. They stepped up to do it. I will be doing an interview with them to try and give it a bit of promotion. But we decided we could do the interview over StreamYard, so I could be sitting here and I could bring them in on screen, as long as I can get the technology working, folks. And I'm just wondering how I can't see how my battery's doing on my phone. And if you want me to chat on, which I'm happy to do, let's plug the phone in. There we go. Oh, it was on the red. It was no, it wasn't on the red, but it was getting pretty low. There we go. We've 3 hours and 5 minutes. That's not bad, is it? Yes. So I saw Diane on Friday. She came in. She was a carer for one of the ladies who came into the hub, but she also does the Christmas tree festival, which is over in Mottiston, near Mottiston, which is why your remark prompted that. Do you get a free dictionary as well, Lynn, in the countdown? No, not that sort of countdown. It's a countdown, not countdown as a program on the TV. They call it a countdown because you count down, I suppose, the weeks. I don't know. I never know what to cook in my slow cooker. Any ideas? Well, I didn't even have a recipe for today. I just put in. I looked around, saw what nice vegetables I got, what went, I got these pork medallions. So I put the pork in. I put, I think, all sorts of mushrooms and leeks and carrots and parsnips and all those lovely things that you might want, when you're having a piece of pork. And I threw in a stock cube and I put some water in. And some herbs, mixed herbs. That's what I did. So I did it without a recipe. I just threw those bits in. So that's how much does Slimming World cost nowadays? Do you have to pay in advance? I remember you can pay weekly, Carol. You can pay weekly, and I'm not quite sure what the full price is. I think it's $5.90 something, but as a pensioner, I get it at $5.65 or something. But if I do 12 weeks, I get 2 weeks free. The only thing about that is you have to know if you're going away and that you're going to miss one, and you have to tell them the dates. Well, how do I know if I'm going to be away any time in the next 12 weeks when my daughter might just ring up and say, oh, Mum, I need you to sit, or whatever. But I spoke to her and she said, if I booked my 12, if I have to go to her for anything, she would make sure that she got me to somewhere, because you can go to another group and do your way in. And so that's what I would do, or she would do. So it's £5.65 or whatever for a pensioner, and £5.95. I think not much different for pensioners, but everything. Oh, £5.95 and cheaper for OAPs. There we are, which Andrew's telling me. It looks like I might have caught up with the comments. Because no, I don't think I've caught up with the comments. I think Andrew was answering Carol when he saw her ask. Without the rain, we wouldn't have potatoes. Some countries pray for rain. Hopefully you have a blanket, Lynn, for the tea. I do. And the thing was, I wasn't sure. I thought when my friend said, oh, have you got a blanket? I thought I'd put it on my bed. That was the other side of the cupboard I couldn't get past. I said, but never mind that. Look, I've got a coat here. I've got this coat. I could put lots of layers of clothes over me if I couldn't get to the blanket. Actually, silly me, on the side of where I was standing, there's another cupboard and it's got duvets in it. So I had forgotten that, and that would be fine. But I hadn't actually moved the blanket. It was still where it had been before. So it was on the side where I was. So I've got a blanket. I've got a hoodie. I haven't even got my hoodie on yet because I'm not cold, and all that. So that's okay. So it is. Hopefully, right. Richard's saying Ian isn't that old, Ailey. Tracy's saying, so have you got many plans for the week, Lynn? No, I don't think I've got anything. Well, I'm waiting. Only plans to be at home and to craft. So I do my crafting. I've had my injections this week, so I haven't got anything to do like that next week. I'm hoping to go to the winter event. The people who advise you about all that stuff down at the Riverside on Wednesday. Tuesday, I like to go to the Living Well coffee morning. And met some new friends there, and that's nice. And some of them now have given me, I think somebody gave me some wool from there, because they know I knit and that sort of thing. Oh yes, but last Tuesday I didn't go. I never finished that shenanigans. So I had ordered. That's right. That was the Amazon shenanigans. So on the 8th, I ordered a jewelry box. Not that I've got a load of... Well, I've got a load of costume jewellery, but some of it's going to go in the bin, I think, because I haven't worn any for a long time. Some of you might remember when I used to wear lovely long earrings. But because I've always got these things on now, earrings catching them. So I might have to get some short earrings if I want them. My earrings, my holes are still in my ears, so I could get some more without having to have them re-pierced. I never had my ears pierced until just before I was 40. Because I always thought that if you were supposed to have holes in your ears, they would have been there when you were born. That's what I always said. Anyway, I married my second husband just after I was 40. I was trying to get earrings for my wedding, and I couldn't. The nice earrings were all for pierced ears. And my friend said, if you have your ears pierced now, they'll be ready, to take the sleepers out in time for the wedding. And so I had them pierced, and I did have nice earrings for my wedding, and so that's why I had them pierced. And then I used to wear a lot. I liked all the sparkly long earrings, but so I've got a lot of things like that. I've got a lot of jewelry, but only costume, cheap costume jewelry, not expensive stuff. But some of it was in this drawer, and some of it was in that drawer. And it was all over the place. And of course, I've been trying to maximise every bit of space in my flat because I've got so much stuff. I have got a bag of stuff to go to the charity shop this week. Like I've been getting rid of quite a lot. And in that bag are all my big clothes that I don't need because I've lost nearly. Well, I lost 3 stone, then I went up a bit. But I think it's going down again now. Which is good. All those vegetables that I ate today will help with that. So what was I saying? I lose track. It's a wonder I'm not falling asleep. But oh yes, I was talking about the Amazon delivery. So I decided to buy. So I've got a chest of drawers in my bedroom that's at the end of my bed, because that was another space that wasn't being used and I could get things in there. So I've put that there, and on the top there's nothing on. Well, there's bits of things that need putting away on the top. So I decided that on the top I could have one of those big jewelry boxes with lots of drawers. Then I could get all this stuff out of all these cupboards and all these pots and sort it, and then maybe wear some of it if it's still any good. So I ordered it on Amazon Prime Day because, you know, I like a bargain and I'm not going to pay full price for any of those things. And so I ordered this jewelry box. Now I looked to see if I could get it from the company whose jewelry box it was, but I couldn't order it from them direct. And they weren't on top cashback, so it's no advantage. So I thought, well, I'll get it on Amazon Prime because I'll get a good free delivery and all that. So I ordered it on the Tuesday, and I thought, well, it's Prime Day, the 8th and the 9th, so they'll be a bit busier. Maybe it'll take a day longer to get to me. It came up with saying we will deliver this on Friday. And then I got a message saying, this is Arrow XL. This is on a text message, and I was very wary because it said, this is Arrow XL. Click on this link to arrange your Amazon delivery. Well, I'd never heard of Amazon Arrow XL. I've heard a lot about clicking on links that lead you to losing your money or your details or your life or whatever. I watch all the scam programs in the day, so no way was I going to click on that link. Anyway, I got into touch with my son, who knows about these things, and he said, "Oh no, it looks dodgy to me." Anyway, I did a bit more scouting around and found out somehow. I mean, you can't. It's so difficult to find a number to ring Amazon, but I did manage to get detail, and it turned out it was a courier for Amazon. So I eventually did click on the link when I was totally sure that it was going to be okay, and Tristan had, come up with the same conclusion. So I clicked on it, and it took me to the Arrow XL site, and it said, click on here to arrange your choice. You have a choice of delivery dates. So I click on there. Tuesday the 15th of October. That's a choice of one delivery. Take it or leave it, isn't it? And of course, on a Tuesday, I go to my lovely coffee morning. And so I didn't really want to miss a coffee morning. But on the other hand, Tuesday the 15th was 1 week since I ordered it. I'm an Amazon Prime member. I pay for Amazon Prime to have quick delivery. I do not pay Amazon Prime to wait a week to get some goods. And so I was a bit peed off, to be honest, and not happy. I got on. I tweeted, and I'm going to use the word Twitter and tweet because I hate that silly thing. Fancy calling a company X. What's all that about? I X'd them. You can't X them. I tweeted that the Amazon help people on Twitter. But they were not very helpful either. And I said, this is not okay. I said, I'm Amazon Prime and I want a refund. So they totally lost it. They totally got a firm hold of the wrong end of the stick, as my grandmother said. And they said, oh, well, you have to, for a refund, you'll have to get. I didn't mean a refund for the goods. I wanted the goods, but I wanted a refund for my delivery, Prime delivery, because they're not delivering. Anyway, long story short, it said that they would send me a message on Monday night to tell me a 2-hour slot when my delivery would be. So I thought it could possibly be that I could go to my coffee morning, but I didn't dare, just in case they got it wrong and they turned up at a different time slot, and I would be even more annoyed then. So, but on Monday morning, I had gone to the library because Citizens Advice are in there, and I wanted some information. So I went to Citizens Advice. Came out of Citizens Advice and saw one of the ladies that I've met. Well, I knew her anyway, but I've met up with her again at the coffee morning. And I was chatting with her, and she and I were chatting. Then a lady from the library came across to us and said, "Oh, by the way," she recognised us. She said, "By the way, there's no drop-in coffee morning tomorrow because the lady in charge is ill, but she doesn't know how to get hold of all of you." So I said, "Oh, well, that works perfectly because I need to stay at home for delivery." As it happened, the delivery, I think, was in the scheduled for the afternoon. So I could have gone, but I wouldn't have done because I would have been worried. But, the annoying thing is, fancy not being able to buy that item from the company that actually sell it. So it must be something they just sell through Amazon, but not through themselves. How silly was that? You remember Andrew chatting to you on a live a few times long ago? Yes, I could bring some of you into the broadcast. We have to do that sometime. Richard saying, I know that what attracted my friend to me 18 years ago from Montrose. Sorry, I've lost the plot of what you were answering there. Never mind, don't worry. Oh yes, during COVID, fun times, lockdown, live streams. Good Facebook page, Slow Cooker Recipes. Carol saying, yes, I remember Andrew going online with Lynn. It was great times. And Ailey sending us a Scottish brew. There we are. Lots of cups of Scottish brew she's sending. Excellent. Nothing to compare with Yorkshire tea, Andrew. Oh, dear. The wind is getting stronger by me, Lynn. Oh, yes, Liverpool. Aren't you? Liverpool way, I think. Could you wear clip-on earrings? I would hate to wear clip-on earrings, but I could wear smaller earrings for pierced ears, just not the long ones, because the long dangly ones catch in my scarf and in my collars. Nikki had lovely earrings for her wedding. Yes, I think I saw them. And if you were meant to be a smoker, you would have had a chimney on your head. That's right. Yes. You knit more than you smoke. I've never smoked. Do you ever watch replays, Lynn? Go Live Granny off the live. I always watch the replays. Some of them pop up in my stream. Oh, yes. And today, a memory perhaps I didn't want to remember, but up popped a live stream I did 3 years ago today. And now we're going on to one of my subjects that gets me on my hobby horse. So 3 years ago today, we were in the bid system and the voting. So anybody who doesn't know, the Isle of Wight is the marketing department for the Isle of Wight is some rubbish group of people. And yes, well, maybe they're not all rubbish, but some of them are not very polite or not very, don't know what they're doing. And they are levying people on the island who've got businesses so that they can get their wages, but they're not promoting the island in a decent way, that these people get money coming into their businesses because the island's being promoted, because it's not. If you don't use if you don't use YouTube as part of your marketing mix, not quite sure why you could call yourself a marketing company. And of course I don't know anything about it at all, do I? I do know that if you interact with your people on social media, you will get a lot more visits, a lot more people follow you. That's what I do. If you notice, I almost always, I may occasionally miss a comment, but I always try and comment to you. When you've commented, I always say thank you, or some other comment. I like to interact with all of you. You look up Visit Isle of Wight's posts, they don't do that. They might do it a bit, but they certainly don't do it to all their people. And if they did, they would have a huge amount of traction. But they don't. Anyway, so they got in by fair means or foul, let's say foul means, 8 years ago. And then it went to reballot 3 years ago. So after 5 years, it went to reballot. And they was just as corrupt the second time as they were the first time. People didn't have ballot papers. It was not a level playing field. All I want is a level playing field. And then I won't mention them again. If they give everybody a level playing field, I can shut up on that subject. Anyway, they didn't. And they didn't give everybody a ballot paper. People didn't know they were part of a system until they got sued for non-payment and that sort of thing. It's just so much stuff I've got on it. I could write a whole book about it, but I'm not going to because it's boring. And oops, hang on, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And so that popped up, when I was talking about it, because this time 3 years ago, the ballot was closing on the 28th. And, they didn't give anybody time. They didn't give anybody information. Certainly the meetings that were supposed to be held over lots of weeks, and that never happened. 3 meetings happened all on the same day. And then they made sure that people didn't know about them. And they put something online and then they didn't publish it, but they could say, oh, I put it online. Yeah, but if you don't tell anybody it's there, you don't publish it, it's not quite the same as saying, yes, we gave everybody the information. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that subject too much, but that was 3 years ago today. 2 years' time, we will be going to reballot. I have heard on the grapevine that there are a lot of people not happy with them, and one of those is Red Funnel. And Red Funnel have to pay a massive fee to visit Isle of Wight because it became mandatory when it was pushed through illegally. So anyway, let's hope in 2 years' time that things have changed. I don't want to spend hours and hours like I did before trying to put it right, because I want to enjoy myself and what's left of my retirement. So I don't like corruption, as you know, but I don't know how much I will get involved. We'll see. You ordered a bird feeder with a camera, and turns out camera was rubbish, so I asked Amazon for refund. They just told me to keep the item, and I got to keep the bird feeder. Excellent. Wait a minute, hang on. It's all jumped again now. Oh, cracky. Hang on. Right, Carol said, do you tell me about taking Isle of Wight from your address or Amazon on Amazon Prime and putting Hampshire, so now getting my orders quickly? No, it wasn't me that told you. No, do I need to change mine? Oh well, let's have a look and see what we can do. Sorry, confusion, Lynn. I was answering Ailey with the comment with friend Karen. Thought be about the bid. Interest, YouTube and Interact, Facebook. You get more followers. Absolutely, you do. You have to go now, Lynn. I'm so tired. Good night. Good night. God bless, Elizabeth. Nice to have you. Foul means like bad chickens. It certainly does. You heard that the island was quieter this year, fewer visitors. Yeah, well, you know, that's not so good. I heard some saying, Carol, do you still sell Go Live Granny shopping bags? I had one of the bags for my knitting. No, my website, I thought my website wasn't there, but my website is there, but not much on it. So Tristan hopefully will be in a position to do a little bit, but we're not going to do much. You know, I want the website so I can put all these videos up. You'll be able to find them all there. I don't want to do a huge much else to the website. I just want to have my own presence on the website, because he always told me, build on your own land. Don't build on borrowed land. So, you know, anything in YouTube and Facebook, if ever they go down, that will all be lost, you know. But I have got loads and loads of videos and things that I own and that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm not going to, not going to carry on much now, because actually we have been on the phone, and your own presence or presence. I've been on here for 3 hours and 26 minutes and 4 seconds. I really think perhaps we need to all go and get a little bit of shut-eye. What do you reckon? And I can't get shut-eye yet because I have to presents. Oh yes, presents. That's right. I have had loads of presents from my community. And some of them have been good things that I can share with everybody, you know, like the plants that came for the garden, and different things like that everybody's been able to share. And then there were one or two things personal for me. Midnight Cuppa, that's right. And Corey's saying, night, have a great week. Thank you all for staying on so long. Heather saying, I've truly have enjoyed all of the time you've shared with us. Thank you, Lynn. Well, all being well, I shall be back next Sunday evening. Now let's see if I can talk to Tristan about what I was doing wrong, make some notes, because I tend to forget these things, and then make sure I don't do the same again as I did this week. But, you know, we got there in the end, didn't we? We got there on YouTube and Facebook this time, so that was okay. Carol's saying, take Isle of Wight from your Amazon Prime and put Hampshire instead, and they still leave your postcode. Well, thank you for that top tip, Carol. I'll have to try that. I'm disappointed that Crocs don't deliver to the island. And I have seen, many of you might know, some of you might know, I have silver sparkly Crocs. And when I go out and about, so many random people that I don't know just say, oh, I love your shoes. Well, guess what? Crocs have just brought out red sparkly shoes, glittery shoes, Crocs, and this sort of pink, cerise pink, and I want them. But they don't deliver to the island, and they're not cheap, but you know, but they are so comfortable. I suppose, you know, some footwear would be more expensive. So I've been waiting for them to come on a bargain, but they haven't come on a bargain. So I might just have to buy one pair for now. And I would buy the Cerisi pink first. But they have to go to my daughter's and then she'd have to send them on, which is a pain because sometimes they offer free delivery, but they'll send free delivery to her. Then she'd have to pay to send them to me. Anyway, do I still have the Crocs with the sunflowers on them? I do, but they're not as great fitting as the ones I've got now. So yes, I've still got those, Andrew, and I would wear them if I needed another pair. Anyway, I'm going to go now because I'm starting to feel weary. I need to just go and have a nice hot drink. I need to go and put my my stuff from the slow cooker into the freezer and just wind down before I go to bed so that I'm up in time to if the gas man comes to call at 9 o'clock. I don't suppose he will, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. So thank you, folks, for joining me this evening. It's been wonderful. I've had a blast here. I hope you have. I'm not sure that I covered all the things on my... I think I did most of the things on my little list. A little list. And so did the haggis run away? Well, you don't get the annoying message. Don't deliver on the Isle of Wight. So I do I get that. Oh, no, but Crocs, I think Crocs just don't deliver to the island. I think they perhaps don't get a favourable deal. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to see. But I'm going to go because I am getting tired. I want to go and get a hot drink. Well, I'm not cold. I'm still roasty, toasty. So I'm very lucky that it hasn't got so chilly. Night, everybody. Thanks for staying with me and see you. Make a date in your diary for next Sunday evening, 8:15 or thereabouts, or 8:35 or whatever it is. Night. Love you all. Take care. Stay safe and see you all soon.